spooky people. Hello, hello, welcome in. Ah, yeah, no, it happens every time, but you still get spooked. That's crazy. Hi, Sane. Hello, hello. Well,
Sane.
Oh my god. Welcome to the Doodle Dialogues. Welcome, welcome. The show where I interview VTubers and content creators and all of that fun stuff while drawing them. And let me get our formalities out of the way. Congrats to Hyper on being first and Kato being second. Also, hi Rizel. Hi Bread. Seda? I never know how to pronounce names when they have like the numbers as the letters. Seda. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Also, hi Siu. Hi Katie. Hi Alchemist. Hello, hello.
Oh, Siu's name is actually said like safe.
Safe.
Yeah, it's German.
Oh, interesting. Whoa. Oh, that's crazy. Ow. Learn something new every day. Interesting, interesting. We have our by far shortest guest here by far today. Ow. We have RainyRentyn.
Hello.
Shake those off. Today Rainy is 3 apples tall, so I've been told.
Yes.
But yeah, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself.
My lines keep like freaking out.
It's okay.
What? What? Is that supposed to happen on your stream?
I don't know. I figured it was just like your line boil animation thing.
Oh.
Maybe?
It
that
doesn't
like a
look like that on mine, no.
Oh. It shows up like that on my VTube studio. Dang.
Oh, weird. I wonder if maybe I've never used this model with like what's it called? The online thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know.
Let me see.
Yeah, it might be VNet. Hold on. Maybe I can just change it. What can I do here? Do I have any other model that's this design? I don't. I can just use my other one.
That's okay. Yeah, whatever you want.
We'll do this. I'll still be short.
Okay.
Yes. I'll just be slightly different so I'm not like freaking out.
Okay.
There. Hopefully it loads.
It'll load. It's okay. The void has a weird connection sometimes. There we go. Okay. Let me scoot ya. Are you still 3 apples tall in this form?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yay! Yep. There we go. Whoa!
There you go.
What is that form? I've never seen that before.
Sometimes I'm sometimes I'm a raccoon, but sometimes I'm a slime.
That's so... Was that for like a specific stream or was it just...
For Halloween.
Ooh! Oh, hell yeah.
Every year, I get a Halloween model done because Halloween's like my favorite holiday and also it's the day I got married.
That is so cute. Oh, I love that. We love a Halloween wedding. Fall weddings just sound like the perfect weather. That sounds amazing.
I love fall. Autumn is my favorite time of year.
It's so good.
Sorry for all of the issues. I didn't know it would do that. So now I know.
Well, now you know. Don't worry about it. You got a new model coming soon anyway, so it won't matter.
Yeah, well, I still love to use that one, but I just won't use it in VNet. It wasn't showing up like that on my side, so when I saw your stream, I was like, whoa, what is going on?
It's a canon event. It happens. They done turned my Ghosty Boy into a headrest. That's all he's good for. You know what? That's all he's good for, and that's okay. Ghosty Boy is my mascot. He's mean, and I don't like him, but everybody else does for some reason. But, you know, it's okay.
I like you.
What? What? That was crazy. Yeah, thank you. If you want to tell us all about yourself, pretend like none of us know you ever.
Okay.
No pressure.
Hi, I'm Rainy. I'm your local magical girl. I have been a streamer for almost 6 years now at the end of the month, and yeah, I really love streaming. I've done a lot of different content creation throughout the years. I started posting on YouTube more normally in like 2008, around 2007, 2008. That was my first like. I mean, I had an account before then, but I didn't really post until then. And throughout the years, I've had multiple accounts that I was like, I'm gonna do something different on this account, and then it never really worked out, or I was busy with school. So I've been like posting online for a very long time, and I did art for a long time on DeviantArt in the like golden age of DeviantArt when it was still really good and not AI full and also full of like weird,
it doesn't
I don't know,
have
like
AI in it now.
fetish art. Oh yeah, it does big time.
Oh, man. I used DeviantArt. I made an account like 10 years ago, and I like used it once and never touched it again.
Oh my god, in the golden era, I was on it every day. It was like me for Twitter now.
What?
Yeah, like it was so active with artists, and it was like, I wish there was a place like DeviantArt was in its highlight, because it was just really nice. Everyone was like just posting and trying to get better at art, and people would ask like, I don't know, what do you guys think of this? Like, I've tried something different, and there were always people that were very kind and were like, oh yeah, you know, I think that you've done better here, but you know, maybe you could do this in the future. I don't know, it just had a very kind vibe. I mean, there were obviously people who were like snootier. They were like, yeah, I'm clearly a better artist than you or whatever, but like I made lots of really good friends there. So
very cool.
Yeah, so I posted a lot of art for a while, and then I've been posting my singing for a long time, and yeah, and the gifting llama badges, say no. It was a time, right? So
that's so real.
Yeah, no, and so I used to try and I was an art streamer, an art YouTuber for a while. A lot of those videos are privatized now, but I used to make videos on like design choices and content, sorry, not content creation, but like art projects and things. And so yeah, I've been a creator for a long time. Oh, I also used to do cosplay for like 15 years. I still do it, but it's less now because I stream more.
You've worn many a hat.
I wear many hats.
So okay, so you started streaming in not streaming, but like content creating in general. You started streaming in 2020. Guys, 6-year anniversary, Monday the 27th, I think. Yep. Yeah. Oh my god.
My very first stream was an art stream that was very scuffed. It was like my mic was not great, and I was like on stream with friends. I was just drawing a D&D character that I never even got to roleplay as because it didn't get to go anywhere. But
yeah,
I
didn't know you played D&D.
Oh yeah, I'm a big D&D fan. I've been playing D&D and other tabletops since let me see, what was the first D&D I played? 3.5. So I played 3.5. And then ever since I've played, I'm a big tabletop fan, and I used to go LARPing. I really love RP, like role playing. So that was another big thing about DeviantArt, is roleplay was like super common. And so they would like make these groups, and they were like, here's the world, you make a character based on the world, and then you get accepted or you don't get accepted, and then you basically get to roleplay with people. It's something I love a lot. And so
interesting. So then how did you make the jump from just like making YouTube content to Twitch? When was that like, doing this live might be very cool, very slay?
As someone who I have a background in improvisation, in improv and like theater, and so I really love and I have lots of like, I've been in lots of leadership positions, so I really enjoy being, I don't mind like being on stage in front of people. Usually no one else really wanted to do it, so I was like, I'll do it, right? So I always liked live content, I guess, or live entertainment, because I think it's fun. But back when I was younger, they didn't have that. It was just YouTube, and it was all pre-recorded because streaming wasn't a thing. But I actually had a want to start streaming as early as 2014. But I didn't know how to do it. And at the time, whenever I looked stuff up, it was very much like, oh, you have to kind of know how to code, or you have to know somebody who can like set this up for you. And so it was just like, and so I was like, oh, I don't really have time for all that. So I guess I'll just wait. And I was in school, and then in 2016, Overwatch came out, which became my favorite game of all time.
Ooh.
Okay, at the time, not as much anymore, but I still love it a lot. And so I was like, okay, now's the time. I'm gonna become an Overwatch streamer. I'm gonna like join a team, and I'm gonna like, because I really love competitive games. And then I was like, I don't have any time because I'm in college. So No, no, I don't think I'll do that. So, and again, I still didn't really know, what to do, like how to start it. And so, I didn't actually jump into streaming until, I met a friend actually at PAX West. Have you ever been to PAX, or do you know what it is?
I have not.
It's like a comic / gaming convention that is in Seattle, Washington. And it's called PAX because it's called Penny Arcade Expo. The guys behind Penny Arcade basically made
You said PAX West?
Yeah.
In Washington?
Yeah.
Wait, in DC or state?
State.
But oh wait, yeah, that is
There's PAX East and there's PAX
West. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
I definitely know where that is. That's where I'm from.
Okay. No, I was thinking, I was like, Washington is East. That's so, oh my god.
Also, here's a fun fact. Nobody will call DC Washington.
They'll just call it DC.
On the West Coast. Yeah, they call it DC because it is every time I said like, oh yeah, I'm from Washington when I was younger, right? Even though I was told not to tell people where I'm from, I'd be like, I'm from Washington. They're like, DC. I'm like, no. And they're like, what other Washington? I'm like, Seattle. And they're like, oh yeah, Seattle. I'm like, yes, Seattle. So, but yeah, so so at Penny Arcade Expo, I was cosplaying from Monster Prom, which is a game I also really love.
I love Monster Prom
because it's so good. The devs were there, and I wanted to like cosplay as Vicky because she's my favorite. And so I went to their booth and I met someone named Volshock. And he is now one of my longest streaming friends. He also streams himself. But he was working the booth and we started talking, and I don't remember exactly how we got on the subject of streaming, but he was like, oh yeah, I've been a streamer for a couple of years now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've really wanted to learn. And so we didn't talk about it more fully until like late 2019, early 2020. And I was like, hey, you know, the pandemic had just started and I was doing a lot of cosplay, and like none of my friends were around, and people I thought were my friends were not talking to me. And I mean, it was a hard time for everyone, so I don't blame anyone specifically, you know, but I was just like, I was very lonely myself and I was struggling. And so one of the things that I would do is I would watch his streams, and it was very, you know, fun to do. And so I was like, wait, I have nothing but time now. I was like, oh, you know, in the past, the reasons I didn't start streaming was because I didn't have time, but now I have nothing but time, you know? So I just asked him, I was like, hey, do you think you can like tell me how I would just set up like a Twitch stream so that I can start? And he was like, hell yeah. So he helped me out, and then now it's 6 years later and I love it so much.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So, Brady be like, I'm from 123 Doxington Avenue, Washington.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Well, I didn't do that, but also I didn't know. People are asking questions. Is that something we'll answer later, or am I supposed to keep track of that? Okay, good.
Yeah, I got those. I got them. What's it called? I don't know words. Anyway, also thank you so much, Mafia Mom, for the raid. Apologies for the late welcome, but welcome in. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. We are doing an interview right now for the Doodle Dialogues. This is my talk show. So you started by cosplaying. Yeah. Did you integrate that into your content, like once you started like live streaming at all, or was that something you kind of just like phased out?
No, I actually still do cosplay. I just haven't had the space for it at the time. But I used to be a face streamer. I hate saying cam streamer or face cam streamer because that makes people think I mean like sexy stuff. I'm like, no, I just
how do you feel about
VTuber yet?
How do you feel about FleshTuber? I know a lot of VTubers call IRL streamers FleshTubers.
No, I don't like it. I think it's weird. I don't know. I like to just say like IRL streamer or like non-VTuber, like standard streamer, because like VTubing is still not the standard, right? And so I think it's fine to say like, oh yeah, I used to be like a standard streamer and then I moved to VTubing. No, I used to actually do cosplay specific streams where I like to, and I still like to do it when I have the space or if I have the stuff to do it. But I like to cosplay as a character from a game that I'm playing, and then play the game as the character, because I think that's really fun to do. But yeah, no, I used to do a lot more cosplay streams. I had more space for it, and then we had to move, and I just haven't really had. We lived in a very, very tiny apartment, and so I just haven't really had the space to like get back into it. We recently moved into a house, even though we're just renting, and I'm still unpacking my stuff, but I wanted to get back into doing cosplay more regularly. I still attend cons, and I cosplay at the cons, and I still actively do cosplay. It's just I haven't had the ability to kind of continue to integrate that into my stuff right now.
For sure. One of the
I've
videos
been a cosplayer
that
since 2009.
2009. That is bonkers.
My first cosplay was 𝒂𝒂𝒚 from Vocaloid. I was cosplaying with my friend who is Lynn.
Oh,
cool. It was at 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 in Seattle, Washington.
Do you think the cosplay community has like changed at all since like 2009?
Yes. Yes, I have. It's gone through much like anything. I think, you know, especially during the pandemic, a lot of creative fields saw accelerated. I don't know if I want to call it growth, but like, things moved so quickly because, you know, no one had anything to do because there weren't really new shows. There wasn't really new music. Like TikTok popped off because no one really had anything to do. A lot of new creators were found because they were like, what do I do with my time? Let me just make something, right? And so cosplay in particular between like 2009 and now is like, I love that it's more accessible. I love that. It's so much easier. Back in the day, this could make me sound so old, and back in my day, it's like you used to, there were like very few tutorials. Everyone's cosplays kind of looked, everyone kind of looked bad. And not like a bad way. It's like we all were very clearly, like cosplay was still relatively new in America.
Yeah.
And so like, obviously if you were on like Cosplay World, whatever, the website, if you saw like a cosplayer from maybe Japan or Korea or China, usually they looked really good, but that's because cosplay had been like there for a while. Like people kind of knew what to do, but in America it was still relatively new. And so you could not really buy cosplays. There was no Yaya Han fabric at Joann's. Rip Joann fabrics is gone anyway. But
oh my god.
Oh man, I loved that store. I was sad it's gone. But yeah, it's like, so there were no tutorials. There was no nothing. It was very much like, just figure it out. But people are also a lot kinder about like, if things didn't look perfect, right? It was more like, oh my God, you're my favorite character. And that was very fun.
Yeah,
now it's much more
was in
accessible.
that boat.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everyone kind of had like their messed up wig or maybe their seams were showing on their outfit, but it wasn't about, it was just like, I made this and it's cool, right? It was still very new and it was nice. Now the pros are that it's much more accessible, but there's also a lot of, there are lots of people that are very unkind if you don't look good enough, right? There's like, oh, well now there's like a standard, like you have to hit this. It's like, who cares if they don't look as good as you do, right? Like they think they look good. They are happy. So kindly frick off, you know? And so
for real.
I'm not fond of that. And also like, I will say during the pandemic, because cosplay was still, it was kind of having like not a renaissance, but it was becoming more normalized, I guess. There were lots of people that kind of jumped into cosplay. They clearly didn't care about it. They just wanted to make money. And I wasn't a fan of that. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, you're not a real cosplayer. But I was like, there were definitely people that were like, quickly, like, they do something, they put on a makeup test, and they like get rid of it because it wasn't about cosplaying their favorite character. It was like about cosplaying whatever was trendy that was going to get them the most views. Yeah. And like, that doesn't invalidate them as a cosplayer. No, they're still a cosplayer. It's just a difference in, I guess, how they feel about it. Because for me, I love making something from scratch, or even if I can't make it from scratch, just making like wearing the cosplay, but it's usually a character that I absolutely love because I want to share the fact that I really love that character. Whereas like I had been to cons and I was cosplaying as I was cosplaying from Darla and the Franks. I was cosplaying as like a side character, but she's a very main character, but she's not the main girl, which was like 02. She had like, I'm sure you've seen her. She has like the long pink hair and the little red horns, right?
So if it's not 02, they're just automatically a side character.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of cosplay, it was like people only really cosplayed 02.
Yeah.
But if you watch the show, the character I was cosplaying is like, you can't miss her. Like she's literally one of the main characters. She just wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
And so I went to a con and I was cosplaying as this girl. Her name's 𝒂𝒂𝒅𝒚. And I saw a 02 and I was like, oh my God, a 02. Can we take a picture? And she looked at me like, and I was like, I'm from the same show. And she was like, you are? And I was like, yes. And then like I realized I was like, oh, you don't watch the show. And which is
That's
fine.
crazy.
We still took a picture, but I was like, I see. The character's popular, and so this person's not cosplaying them because she knows them. She's cosplaying them because she's gonna get lots of pictures. Which again isn't a wrong thing to do. There's nothing. It doesn't make you a bad person or whatever. It's just a difference in like how I handle cosplay. It's the same with like content. Some people will like focus on doing the most trendy stuff or things that they don't really want to do just because it'll get them views. And I'm like, I'm personally just not into that, but that's my opinion. So
for sure. Because one of the videos, I think it's just like the first thing I saw of you. It was that one video. I think you were in a 𝒆𝒂𝒅𝒚 cosplay, and you were.
Yeah.
It was like that lip sync, not the lip syncing one, but like the facial tracking one, where you talked about like expressions and like expressing yourself with your VTuber model. Do you remember that? That was like a few years ago.
I do.
I think
it was actually Halloween 3 years ago.
Yeah. I was curious to hear about like that video because I'm pretty sure that one like popped off a decent amount, right?
It did. I almost didn't post it.
What?
Funny enough, almost all of the videos that I've ever had that have done extremely well are things I almost didn't post. Like I was sitting there like, why? Who would want to see this? And then I was like, wait, I want to post it. And so that video in particular, it was a Halloween stream, so that's why I was dressed up. Actually, it's funny. People always comment on that. They're like, "Why are you dressed up all weird?" I'm like, "It says in the corner that it's Halloween. Like, can you not see that?" Anyway, so I don't remember why I brought it up because I remember we were playing Lies of P, and I think like someone must have asked me, or maybe I was like just talking. I will regularly talk about how I feel about content creation, because I really do love creating things, like whether that's singing or art or a story or cosplay or whatever. I just really love creating things and seeing other people create. And so many people that I've known in life have given up or been like, oh, what's the point? And I'm like, your happiness is the point. And so if I can help someone feel a little more confident in themselves to like, you know, start something. Like I would not have started streaming if it wasn't for Volshock because I was so nervous to start. Not because I thought I'd do bad, I didn't know how. And so that gave me like this weird paralysis of like, well, if I don't really know how to start, I don't even know where to learn, you know? And so for that, I remember at least like what my reasoning was. I was like, a lot of VTubers that I had seen at that time, I had seen lots of, I guess, discourse about like, oh, well, I'm a VTuber and no one sees me. And then I often will check if I see somebody that's like, oh, struggling or they're complaining about views or something, I'll check their content. And almost always I would see them sitting there, they're using a VTuber model and they're not really talking that much. Their model's like sitting like this, like it doesn't really move. Like even the mouth might not move very much. They're just like, yep, playing the game. And I'm just like, that's not entertaining.
Yeah.
You're not being entertaining. Like you're streaming, that's fine, but like you're not gonna gain an audience unless you're entertaining. That's like going on TV. If you saw like one talk show host is just sitting there not saying anything, would you watch them or would you go to another channel and find someone who's actually doing something you want to see? And so a lot of people that I had seen were like, well, I can't move that much. I'm like, then change your settings. Like I edit my model. Every model I get, I do not just start using. I take it like even my newest one. My model mama gave it to me and I spent about 2-ish days just testing it. Like that's also why I like making the teasers because I like to test out like, oh, you know, does this lip sync well? Is it moving like I want it to? Let me mess with every setting. And a lot of people at that time were very much like, oh, well, the model's done. So
no, you have to
then
adjust
it should work.
You have to adjust the parameters, please.
Exactly. And I always got lots of compliments about mine, about my rigging and stuff. And I was like, well, okay, I like to clarify. My rig artist is a Kuda, a really amazing rig artist. However, it did not look like that until I messed with it. And I try to make that very clear because I don't want to take away credit from Akuda who did a good job, but Akuda's art like rig could not shine if I didn't make it match me. And I wanted people to realize you have to also move. You can't just put on a model and then like have that be a mask. Like just like if someone goes into the what is it? It's I think the common thing is like if I go into a Call of Duty stream and someone's just sitting there playing Call of Duty in the dark, like that's not gonna be fun. It's like the same with your VTuber. You cannot put on a VTuber and expect people to want to come watch you and follow you if you're basically doing the exact same thing as one of those people that everyone makes fun of as a VTuber. Yeah. You being a VTuber ain't special anymore. You have to do and put in as much effort as someone else if you really want to grow. And that's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's difficult. It's not an easy path. In 2020, it made it seem really easy because I think a lot of people who were VTubers, because VTubing was so incredibly new still in the West, they did see a pop off by just kind of existing early enough. Yeah. And you can't do that anymore. And by that time, it was already very becoming clear that you couldn't do that. And now it's even more so, you know, multiple years later, it's even more difficult to grow as a VTuber or as a streamer at all. So
for sure. Which speaking of, so you sprinkled in a lot of like advice and stuff in there. I know that's something that you've been doing a lot. Particularly on your Twitter, but you also do it a lot like in your streams. How did you get to that point of people are asking me questions, I'm gonna give streamer advice and help other people? Or was that something that was always like sort of integrated into like what you wanted to do in terms of like creating content?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that has anything to do with content creation and more just how I am as a person. I really love helping people, like no matter what it is. You know, in school I always looked for opportunities to help others. In college they had this thing called like it was like an orientation leader, and so you would basically answer questions to people about like, oh, you know, what is the school like, where would I go for this, you know, where do I you know, how do I get this for lunch or whatever. Like I just really like helping. I was also a teacher. So that probably also helps, is that I just really enjoy if I have an experience that I think if I tell the story, right, and it can help someone else, then I want to do that. And so I never like thought to myself, oh yeah, the way I'm gonna grow, part of my content plan is I'm gonna give advice. I was just like, I have a lot of experience through my many years, even just my many years being online. And all of the experiences I've had as a person. Like I love helping people with cosplay. Whenever someone's like, I'm interested in cosplay, I will probably be one of the first people that's like, ask me anything. I have references, I have experience, I have whatever you need. I can probably help you figure it out, right? And so no one really asked me questions. After 𝒆𝒂𝒅𝒚 helped me get started on streaming, I learned a lot by myself after the fact, because I really love, I don't know, learning new stuff.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Yeah, and so I just like, once I figured out how to stream, I like exploded into like, I'm so interested in this topic now. It is now my hyperfixation. I'm gonna find out everything about it. And so I became, out of everybody that kind of I was around at the time, the most knowledgeable about like marketing. And I mean, I had done social media work for many clubs that I had been a part of. In school, I had a focus on graphic design as one of the first things I did in college. So, you know, the very graphic design is my passion type person. And so whenever somebody had like, hey, we need this poster done, I would do it. So I have a lot of experience in that. And so I became kind of, in my group of people who streamed, the most knowledgeable about marketing and branding and things like that. And I went to school for my focus after graphic design was digital art and animation with a focus in game development and character design in particular. And so becoming a VTuber was like something I had already been interested in since I saw Keys in the Eye in like 2016. We just didn't have the technology wasn't there yet for the average person, right? And so when it came down to like giving advice, I guess, I was started getting asked questions of like, oh yeah, you seem to be doing well. What is it? And so I would just tell them. But it's like, you can't give people the answers to something like this. You can give them the tools and then you can let them kind of thrive on their own. Because one thing I never want to do, and I guess this goes probably back to being a teacher, is that I want to give people just enough information to feel confident in themselves that they want to go and find out more information. And so I started, I don't know, not like giving advice, but like, I just like talking about content and I like talking about creative things. And so I would just talk about them in my streams or like, you know, with my friends. And then I was like, I feel like if my friends and I like talking about this stuff and they say that it's helpful to them, why don't I just also share that opinions or my feelings about it publicly? Because maybe it can help someone else. And I've had many people be like, oh my God, what you say really resonates with me, or I've been struggling because I've not had an easy time trying to, I guess, make this my career. And I'm still working. There's still things that I need to improve on, you know, myself. But because I have not had the easiest time, I think it's, what's the right word? If someone, like, let's say someone who popped off really quickly, like someone comes onto the VTuber stream scene and then all of a sudden they're popular. If they were like, well, here's what I did, right? Most people would probably listen to their advice, but not really resonate with it because they're, let's say they got popular because they already had popular friends, you know, and they're like, I had this friend and like they had me on their stream once and then all of a sudden I had an audience. It's like, that's not going to work for like 99.9999% of people. But for me, I've had to work hard and I've had to struggle and I've had difficulties, you know, mentally and emotionally and like lack of confidence in myself. And I've always overcome them. But I think it's because I have that experience that I feel like what I say and my experiences can help someone a little bit better than just like, yeah, so everything, like, I just got here, then everything just worked out for me. Yeah. So, you know. So, yeah. I like helping. I do. It feels nice when people say that what I said helped them or that, you know, it gave them the I guess, tools they needed to feel better or to find out the information that they wanted. So, yeah. Yeah. No, you've definitely had like a very big impact on like just the VTube community as a whole, I think. Personally. Personally. That makes me feel nice. I got this compliment a lot. I think it is much easier for people to post about things that upset them because that, I mean, you know, whether or not we like that, it unfortunately sells, right? Negativity sells. And it just seems like, especially in the creative space, not even just VTubers, there's always a current controversy, a current drama, a current problem. And it's like the people who post about good things, you know, unless it's like a huge event like the cyclothon just happened and they raised like $1.4 million. That's awesome and huge and big and cool. But most of the time, unless it is a huge creator, there is going to be not a lot of positive things being shared. And so I was like, you know what? I don't want to contribute to the negativity of this space. I want to at least, you know, help in some way for people to feel like things aren't as bad as they are. You know, they're not by themselves. So it's another reason I like to post what I post, because even if it's not always like 100% positive, it's like, oh yeah, I've been struggling and here's why, right? Maybe the negative story that I have can help someone else feel better about their situation so they don't feel so alone. It's just like, I've gotten comments that were like, yeah, no, I really like what you post because it's always brightens my day or makes me feel better about the world right now. And it's like, that feels very nice that you think so highly of me. So thank you. Of course. Oh, feels nice. Accidentally drew 6 fingers. Oh my God. Oh, it's clearly AI. It's AI. Oh my God. That's crazy. It's not. Well,
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, no. Nothing.
Okay, I did want to ask, like, so then... Oh my god, literally had it and then lost it. So then how do you feel about being considered, like, a relatable content creator? Like, having your posts be, like, really relatable to other people?
I personally like that a lot. And I think that's just because the creators that I look up to are all that type of person. Actually, somebody asked me the other day, we were talking in DMs, and they were like, oh, what type of content do you watch on YouTube? And I said, oh, I watch this type of content. And they were like, oh, so like these people? And they named like these really big streamers that they're not bad streamers, or sorry, these big YouTubers. And I was like, yeah, I mean, they're fine, but like, they're not my favorite to watch. And they were like, oh, why? Why don't you like insert big YouTuber number 1 and insert big YouTuber number 2? And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I used to watch this person in the past, and their videos they've grown a lot, and I'm very happy for them, but the vibe of their channel has changed. It feels more, corporate's not the word, like sterile. It feels like the production value is so high, but it's not necessarily about the production value. It's about the vibe
like down to
of
earth.
the channel. Yeah, and so like it's still great content, like they still do cool stuff, right? But I was like, I prefer to watch this guy, and he's still a big YouTuber. He has like 1 million like subscribers, but his streams, it's a food YouTuber. And so as an example, my favorite types of like food YouTubers, if they're cooking or whatever, is ones where it feels like I'm just kind of welcomed into their home. You know, and like they're cooking for me or for the audience or whatever. But some people, they used to have that vibe, but now it feels like they're, I don't know the best way to explain it. It just feels different. And so they were like, oh, so you must dislike them for these reasons. I'm like, you're acting like I hate them. I don't hate them.
Dislike
I just don't.
is a strong word.
Yeah, I was like, I don't prefer watching their videos because it feels less personal. I like that personal feel. So like some of my favorite streamers have more of that personal feel. I mean, it seems. So like one of my favorite is Pete from Year 2. If you don't know who he is, he's like a 42-year-old guy who really loves video games, and he's very passionate about that, and he's just very down to earth and excitable. I also really love Kenji. Kenji just is very much himself. He's a VTuber.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I really like Zentreya. You know, she just plays lots of games. I like Iron Mouse. I like Connor. So it's like, I don't know. I grew up watching Markiplier, like before he even exploded. Like I really loved him. And so I like people that are like that. And so I feel happy that I can be someone that someone thinks of in a very similar way. Like, oh yeah, you make me think of these people. I'm like, oh my God, I love those people. So that makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, at least for myself. Like not every single person's content journey is going to be the same, you know, but yeah, I'm happy with where mine is. I just wish I was making a little more money, but that will come in time.
It'll come. Yeah. There's like a saying that I thought that I like was told when I first started like doing art in particular, in terms of like selling your art, because obviously that's difficult. Something yes. Like do what you love and the money will come, something like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's unfortunately true. But
you gotta love it though. If you do a creative thing, if I didn't love it, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't make a lot of money. I actually normally operate at a loss in terms of like the projects and things that I get. That's why this year we have not had any new emails. We have not had any new art. I've been just reposting older art because I'm like, I don't have any money, right? But if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be having my 6-year anniversary at the end of the month. I would have quit a long time ago. But I just love it so much that I'm like, I'll just do it until I literally have to succeed or I die. and then who knows? Maybe I'll be like Vincent van Gogh. Everyone will be like, once I'm dead, they'll be like, oh, I should have found her earlier.
Oh my God, no.
She was great. She was beyond her time. You know, people just didn't understand her. But she was great, you know? Yeah. Put me in like the streamer museum. Somebody, that seems like a good idea. Make the streamer museum.
Someone do it right now.
Hell yeah. put me in there, even if it's after I'm dead. Just be like, you know what? She was great.
Rip.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that I do consultations on VGen where I give advice, more personalized advice, because a lot of the advice or the things that I share are it's always based on my own experience and or experiences that I have seen from other people. And you mentioned like why I like to do that. I think that probably also goes back to the fact that like my family is very, my family has lots of women in it, very strong-willed, not independent, like they don't need anyone, but we get shit done. And so from a young age, I had these people that were like, you just handle stuff. You do it, right?
You just can't do it.
I was told that you should always learn from your experiences, your own experiences, but that you should also be willing to learn from other people's. And so we used to watch a lot of, one of my favorite shows is the Forensic Files, which is like a show where they basically find killers, or like they, find people later who had murdered people or did, bad things or whatever. But the one thing that I liked is that I, as a woman, was taught to be very careful. Just in general, like obviously, don't go out super late, keep your keys on you, like make sure to lock your car, make sure to check the back or whatever, right? And so I was told that like while these situations are really bad, that you can learn from these stories, right? And so I don't know, I always thought, oh, well, this learning from other people's experiences literally applies to everything.
Oh yeah.
Right? It applies to work, it applies to school, it applies to life. And so if I am able to learn from someone else's experience and share that, then I'm sure someone can learn from mine, which is another reason I like sharing what happens in my life or things. I try and talk even about the worst situations. Like I haven't had the best experiences with maybe, I don't want to say VTuber friends. I'm going to say like content creator friends, because there are some people that are not actually the best. You get to know them and you don't really know them until you know them. I don't know how to. I get what you mean. Well, it's something I like to say is you don't really know someone until you know them. And some people are like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, well, a person, I think that you know a person best when they are put in a situation that is difficult, right?
Yeah.
Because that is going to show you how they actually are. And so like I've had some friends where something bad happens or there's an issue and I'm like, hey, can we talk about this thing? And if someone's like, oh my God, yeah, sure, let's talk about it. And there's like a dialogue that is happening, like the Doodle dialogue.
A Doodle dialogue.
Like the Doodle dialogue. Then that's great. But if you're like, hey, you come to them and you're like, hey, I have this problem, can we talk about it? They're like, nothing, that never happened. That's not a problem. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. You maybe never were that great of a friend anyway, because you're not willing to like deal with a situation when it's maybe not putting you on the spot, but it's like, oh, hey, you've done something that's kind of like bad. Can we talk about it? And you're like not even willing to like accept that stuff, or even to admit that maybe you've done something. And so like there have been times where I've shared like those types of experiences too, because sometimes, I don't know if you've had this, a lot of VTubers and creators tend to be really lonely, and so they're quick to get into these friendships that they think are great, and then they get burned, and then they're like, how could this happen? And it's like, well, were there red flags? And they're like, well, there was this, and this. I'm like, okay, well, so what did we learn from this?
Yeah.
And so there are times where it's like, man, if I can share, I would never talk about who it is, but who it is doesn't matter. The situation is still there no matter who it is, right? If I'm like, hey, here's a situation. If someone's like this, just be wary. You never know what people's whatever is. And so it's like, I like to share my feelings about things so that hopefully someone else doesn't have to suffer or can learn from it before something bad happens,
For real.
So,
yeah. There's some things that it feels like no matter how much you try to warn people about it, they're just like, no, and then they figure it out for themselves, and then they're like, dang, hindsight's 2020.
I have family members that are very much like that. Like, unlike me, who, if someone tells me a bad situation or like a similar situation, it's like, okay, I now have this knowledge. I will apply it to future things. But
yeah,
I have some family members that you're like, hey, here's something that happened. They're like, Yeah, but that wouldn't happen to me, and then they go and it happens to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, maybe I should have listened. And I'm like,
that's
well,
so
now you
crazy.
know.
That's so
some people definitely need to just experience things themselves. And I've realized that, you know, not everyone's the same. How I handle things, how I go about life is not going to be the same way as someone else. So while I feel bad, it's like, man, I didn't want you to get hurt, but you got hurt anyway because you didn't listen. But if you didn't want to listen, I can't, you know, now you know. So.
Yeah. That was kind of like one of my questions as well, is like with how much like advice you give people and how much like how do you feel when people like don't follow that advice?
Oh, yeah, well, I can tell you. I've had friends in the past that they come to me and they ask for advice and they don't follow it. And that's fine. You know, again, it's up to you. However, if someone continues to complain to me, then I just say, well, you haven't accepted the advice, so stop telling me about your problems. Like, I know that might seem very blunt, but it's like, if you say one time, oh man, I had this problem with so-and-so, what do I do? And I'm like, oh, well, you could do this, this, or this. And they go, awesome. And they don't do any of it. And then they come to me again later and they're like, oh, I'm still having this problem with so-and-so. And I'm like, so did you do this, this, or this? And they're like, no. I had a friend, just as a tiny anecdote, I had two friends, a girl and a guy, and they had dated very briefly at one point, and they were kind of they were not dating anymore, and they were, he was very obsessed with her, like he really loved her, and he had loved her during their relationship, but he was like unable to be friends. I am one of those people who's like, women and men can be friends. They can, as long as like, you know, the boundaries are clear there. I don't think that all men are just these weird only sexual creatures, right? Like that, I don't think that's true. However, there are times where people can't be friends. This is not a gendered thing. Your feelings are too strong or too whatever that you cannot be friends. And he really wanted to continue to be friends, but it was clear that he loved her still and was trying to like get her back. And he would complain to me like, oh, Rainy, she's been mean to me today and I don't know what to do. And like, I was like, stop talking to her. And he was like, but I still like her. I still want to be friends. I'm like, you literally can't be friends. And so usually we'd talk and then we get to the end and he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm gonna delete her number. And he would. And then like a week later, he'd be like, Rainy, I texted her. I'm like, I thought you deleted her number. He was like, I lied. And I'm like, so it took a while. But eventually I was like, listen, dude, I love you so much and I love her so much, but you guys are really unhealthy for one another. So if you are not going to take any of the advice because you've been having the same problem for like the last year, stop talking to me about her. I love her and I love you and I want you both to be happy, but you can't be happy together. So just shut the fuck up. Like, kindly shut the fuck up. And like, let's talk about literally anything else. Cause like, I couldn't even really be his friend without him talking about her. And so I was like, where's our friendship and our relationship? I feel like we can't go out and do anything without you bringing her up. And like, it's fine, but if you're not going to change it. And so using that as an anecdote, I've had people that have asked me like, oh, well, how do you grow? How did you do this? And there were people early on that I was like, oh, I do this, 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 and this. And they were like, yeah, that's like too hard. And I was like, well, that's what I do.
It's almost like being a VTuber is difficult.
And so like, they wouldn't take it and then they'd still complain to me. And I'm like, well, I told you that things you could try and you don't want to try. But luckily when I'm giving advice online, I don't usually know each person that's either taking or not taking the advice. It's really, like I mentioned, just kind of general. So it's like, I mean, you either take it or you don't. I've had people that when I post advice, they're like, well, this doesn't apply to me because of this, this, and this. Like, okay, then why are you commenting? It doesn't apply to you.
Have you heard of the bean soup theory?
Wait. Tell me.
Okay,
I think I know, but tell me.
So there's this video of this like cooking content creator or whatever. She's like, oh, how to make bean soup. You do this, you need beans, you need blah, blah, blah. And then the comments, this one person's like, but what if I don't like beans? Then maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe do something else. Maybe shut the fuck up. Go make a different soup. It's fucking bean soup. There's no replacement for the beans. It's really funny. It's really funny. Also, thank you guys for the follows. Thank you.
Oh my god, I know those names. Welcome in.
Welcome.
No, I think one thing that I guess I found is that you have to be, how do I word this? Because like I'm always very careful about how I choose my words, because you never know what you're gonna say or do that gets taken out of context. So I like to be careful.
Yeah.
Not to say you do that. Just I've found online that is just a common thing, especially as you grow. That is going to happen more and more.
For sure.
And so I found that people love putting their 2 cents where no one wanted their 2 cents.
No, that's so real.
And it's like, so I posted something the other day actually, and I was like, hey, if you're a small streamer who wants to grow, here are things that you should do.
I know what you're talking
your
about.
own vibe, right? I did this exact post. I was like, clip your vibes. Like, you need to reach out to other people. You need to interact with people, because often people are like, I don't know. I don't want to interact with anyone. I'm like, then you're not going to go. You're not going to grow. Like, if no one knows who the fuck you are, I'm sorry. I never asked. Am I allowed to curse? If not,
yes,
I will.
You're allowed to
stop.
curse. Yeah,
okay.
You're all good.
I realized I asked a little late. Normally I ask in the beginning, but I was just like, if you don't fucking reach out to anyone and you don't have good reputation, you're sitting here like, no one ever wants to collab with me. It's like, because I checked your account and it looks like you just started and I don't know what you do. You make very little content, so I don't know what you're gonna, like, what wackadoodle thing you might say on my stream. Like, of course you're not getting any collabs. No, you don't have any reputation. But then they complain like, but it's hard to reach out. I'm like, I know it. You're gonna have to push past that, right?
Everyone is scared of reaching out. That's a thing I've noticed a lot, including me. Like, me doing the Doodle dialogues was a way for me to basically force myself to reach out to people, because I was like, I'm going to need consistent guests. Oh no, I need to reach out to people. Just kind of forcing myself to do it, because like everyone has that, and then I'll message people. I'll be so scared. I'll psych myself out. I'll be like, oh my god, and I'll like
the worst thing you can say is no.
Yes, exactly. I'll like draft a message for like 30 minutes, and then I'll send it, and they're like, oh my god, I've been waiting for you to ask. I'm so glad you reached out. Oh my god, thank you so much. And I'm like, you're just like me. You're just like me.
I think about it this way. Like, there's really no point in not sending that message, whatever that message that you want, because the worst thing that happens is that your situation doesn't change.
No, for real.
Like, the worst thing that happens is that they either don't respond or they say no. Also, if you did just start, I'm just gonna be honest with you, don't expect to get collabs unless you know people already.
Yeah.
Like, if you just started and you are unknown in the space, start making content by yourself. That is like, I don't know what to tell people. People are like, I want to become a VTuber because I want to make VTuber friends. It's like, so
you have
not
to be a VTuber for a little bit first before you can
exactly.
be
You need to like have reputation. You know, you gotta like have that reputation of, oh, they are a VTuber, because anyone can just like, I could, if let's say I was not streaming at all. What if, let's say, I'm sitting there in the audience watching this Doodle dialogue and Darla's with someone else, and I'm like, I'm gonna go make myself a fucking VTuber. Now, much like in cosplay that we talked about earlier, it's so much more accessible.
Yeah.
Like back in 2020, you really could not be a VTuber unless you wanted to like focus on just being a PNG tuber, which is fine. That's still a VTuber, but it's not gonna move. Or you got someone to make one for you. Now there are easily customizable models. There are sometimes free ones. There's tons of like affordable or accessible stuff. So literally anybody at any time can be like, I'm a VTuber now. But that does not mean that you have a track record as a VTuber, and it doesn't mean that anyone's gonna want to do anything with you. And sometimes people are like, well, I've been in this space for a long time, and yet nobody, it's like, but during that time, let's say you've been around for 2 years, you haven't talked to anybody. No one knows what you do. You very rarely stream. Of course, no one's gonna want to collab with you. They don't know who you are.
Yeah, no,
So-
but a biggest fear is like having someone who I don't know and like not knowing what they're gonna say, and then next thing I know, they just like spew shit, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, like right now,
Because like
what
your
if I just
credibility's
started
on the
like,
line, you know?
what if I
Like,
just started like drama shitting? Drama,
Oh my
like
God.
just saying shit I should not say, right? Then that's gonna look bad on Darla. I would not do that, but you know, because then someone's gonna see that clip or whatever, and they're gonna be like, oh, Darla? What? Darla asked her to be on her stream, and she.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you gotta make sure that, especially in front of whoever your audience is, especially like a curated audience like each person has made. I'm sure there are people that love watching Darla that come because they like Darla's vibe, and if they if Darla was like, I invited this person, I've never really met them, and then they're like the very opposite, right? That might not work out very well.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
But going back to that, right? So I made this post about like, hey, these are things that I think you should do. And I specified if you are a small streamer who wants to grow. But at the end, I said like, you don't have to do any of these things, but it's just, it would help you, right? I had some people, they weren't super mean about it, but they were like, well, I don't really care about any of that. Like they were quote retweeted or commented or anything. They're like, I don't really care about any of this because I just care about the fun of the game. And I'm like, then this advice wasn't for you. So I had to make a different post. It was just like, hey, by the way, these are opinions. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. But just know you might struggle to grow. But I don't know. If I don't like something, I'm just not gonna comment. People just like to comment on shit.
Yeah, it's very easy to just kind of ignore. And I don't know, go do your own thing. Hey, strudels want to do shit? Sure. Sure, absolutely. Will and I have known each other for like a few years.
See, that's the thing though. Like if you know people, even if you're brand new, if you have like, let's say that I had friends that were already VTubers and I decided to become a VTuber, yeah, you're probably gonna get collabs because you have friends in the space. But if you're brand new, never known anybody, and you're like, but why is no one wanting to talk to me? It's like, because there's no... I do not agree. I must tell everyone. Yep, that's how a lot of the internet is. There's no... Well, the one thing I'm not a fan of when it comes to, I guess, content creation, let's focus on just streaming in general, but it can apply to YouTube too. There's no... Unlike a job where it's like, oh, you have to have these specific skills to get the job. Anybody at any time can take their phone or their computer or their iPad or whatever and just start making stuff. But that also means that you have no idea about them, right? The only thing you really know about them is whatever they choose to post. And that means that you're gonna get some people that are awesome. You're gonna get some people that are not awesome. You're gonna get some people that do not really know how to, like, let's say we're in a collab and all they ever did was talk over you, right? But it's because they don't know, they don't have
they don't know any better.
Exactly, but it's like, you don't know because there's no quality control, I guess, when someone just is starting, because you don't need a degree. You don't need anything. You can just start. And so you're going to get some people that are really, really well experienced and maybe whether it's content creation or leadership skills or social skills, right? And then you're going to have the other side where it's like they have no social skills. Maybe this is their very first job ever. They don't really know how to not be the main character. They have big main character syndrome. They are very easy. They don't really have that professionalism because they are the ones that will comment on anything. They're like, this makes me mad, I'm gonna let the world know about it. It's like, okay, you know, and you never know that.
Just don't know. Like, they don't know what it means to be professional in the VTubing space because they've never like done a business deal or like have done a partnership or anything like that. And it's just like a lack of knowledge, which is unfortunate, but just what happens.
It's also unfortunate that, like, let's say you don't have that knowledge and you do something like that's pretty bad in the eyes of the internet. You might just be like scarred forever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a shame.
It's like, this is a slightly different topic. It's still about like sharing advice, but like I made a post one time that was like, hey, in a way, I guess trying to share about how to be a little more professional. I was like, hey, you know, when you want to post about something, I recommend that you write it and then you reread it, trying to read it from the point of view of someone who doesn't know you.
Interesting.
And see if you can misunderstand something, right? Because like I mentioned, like I've been told that people really like the way I write my posts, the way that I talk about things is either like they're like, oh, well, you know, you always say what I would want to say, but I would say it in not the greatest way. And it's like, it's because I will write a post. Like, let's say I'm really mad about something or I'm really frustrated about something. I will write a post and I will, before I send it, I will stop and I will go, okay, I'm going to draft it for a second and I take a break and then I go back and I read it and I go, okay, this kind of sounds a little too aggressive, or this sounds not right, or this is not going to get my point across. Because if you say something in a very objective way, even if it's an opinion, no one's going to want to listen to you. Imagine if I told you, yeah, you're drawing that wrong. You're drawing this wrong. I think you should change it. Yeah. You're going to be like, no, I'm not. I'm drawing it the way I want to draw it, right? And so, just as an example, also, it's coming out beautifully, by the way. Like, that has nothing to do with this. So I like to wait a second and then rewrite it. And I will rewrite something over and over again until it feels right. That there is very little that can be misunderstood. Yeah. Because you have to also be careful, because if you say something like, you know, sometimes someone tweets something and it just seems, people get the wrong message from it. Yeah. Right? And you're like, I want to make sure that my message is clear. So I made a post about like, hey, before you post things, maybe be careful of how you word them. Like, don't, you know, you can still post whatever you want, but just add an extra level of professionalism. Yeah. Instead of saying like, I don't know, fuck that guy for no reason, maybe be like, hey, you know, if it's something you really want to talk about, be like, hey, I didn't like how this person did this. I think that we as a society can change, or blah, 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 right? It's like, you're still saying the same thing, but in a more professional way. And somebody commented being like, well, I don't want to edit myself. I don't want to have to change. And I was like, and that's fine. Then don't. But you're like, I'm not telling you to be any different than you are. I'm just telling you, if you want this as your job, to maybe be a little more professional about it.
Like, treat it like a job.
Yeah, but I don't know. They didn't get it, and that's okay.
Because internet history is a very, like, very important thing. It's like when you're in, like, the typical job market, like the more traditional job market, like, they're gonna look through your socials, and if you post inappropriate shit, they're gonna be like, you are a liability. I'm not hiring you.
Well, and you have a work record, right? Like, let's say you did a really bad thing at your last job. Yeah. It's gonna be in your work history. Like, one of your managers can be like, oh my God, they were like sexually harassing people, and they were doing this and this, they were saying stuff they weren't supposed to. Like, that's going to follow you into your next job. And whether or not you agree, right, with this, the internet is so vast, and there are a lot of people that are there kind of to stir shit. Yeah. And to make problems. And let's say that you get into drama or controversy. Every single thing that you've ever posted is going to be looked through, is going to be under scrutiny. Now, you might be like, well, that's my privacy. It's like, but you posted it publicly. Yeah. You posted it publicly at some point, and someone, when they're angry at you, is going to find it and you try and use it against you. That's why I think it's really good to be careful about what you post, because maybe you post something in the heat of the moment, but it's not really what you meant to say. And then that thing pops off. That's another thing. You never know what can pop off. The other night, I posted something. I was like, I'd be happy if 20 people saw this. It's almost at 5,000 likes. Luckily, it's a thing that I wanted people to see. But you never know. You could post that thing, and then you can wake up the next morning, and millions of people could have seen it. So I like to think of it. The advice that I gave was like, make sure whatever you post online is something that you would not mind being known for. That's the advice I gave word for word. I was like, make sure whatever you're posting, that you would be comfortable with people being like, I know Doodle for this specific thing. The thing that you say, or
you said that one thing that one time.
Exactly. It's very like, would you be okay with people knowing that you shit your pants in a Walmart? Like, maybe don't post that you shit your pants in a Walmart, you know? Like,
Rainy, did you shit your pants in a Walmart?
I've luckily never done that, but I've seen people post about that type of thing, so.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, the thing with, like, being someone online, it's very easy to kind of get, like, diminished into a single post or a single, like, hot take or something like that, where that's all you're gonna be known for, even though you're like a multifaceted individual. That's just with the attention span of the internet. The internet does not care.
Well, and also, sometimes when you think about, it's the pants shitter of Walmart.
The pants shitter of Walmart.
If you were to look at any, this is something I love doing. I just find it fascinating to learn how people got famous. So like, we'll use Iron Mouse as an example, right? If you go and you look up videos about how did Iron Mouse get famous, you are going to see like 5 or 6 things that she did early on, or things that she was a part of, and that's where a lot of her success came from early on. Now, obviously, she's done so many things, right? She's been in concerts. She's been in a popular VTuber group that has since burned down, which, you know,
yeah,
also was a thing, right? But early on, the things that people knew her for was one, her voice. Whether or not you agree, there were lots of people that hated her for her voice. That's a shitty reason to dislike someone when it's something they cannot change. But she got a lot of people who were like looking at her because of that, because they're, you know, inevitably, if someone hates on something, people are gonna come in droves to protect too. And so they were like, oh, this VTuber must be doing this fake ass voice. And then there were people that were like, I'm gonna watch her because I think she's fake. And then they're like, wait, I actually really like her. And oh, that's her actual voice, right? They found her maybe from hate. She was also one of the very first VTubers that had a VTuber model before VTubing became popular. And so when you looked up VTuber early on in 2020, other than HoloLive, she was one of the people that came up, which, you know, because lots of people were online and VTubing was brand new, that helped drive people to her. So you could say that early on, it was the fact that she was early up on the scene, right? She already had a VTuber model. Two, her voice, she was getting hate for it. And so there were people posting about her a lot. And in a way, on the opposite end, luckily, people coming to defend her and you know, actually check her out positively. She got seen by, like, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of Asmongold. However, he reviewed one of her songs. He, like, listened to her song on his stream, which again helped people find her, because whether or not you like him, he has a massive audience, right?
yeah.
And so that exposure.
What?
Yep.
Who said that? Oh my god.
The cockroach man. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm not. So he did, and other big VTubers, because one of her songs, I don't remember which song she was singing. It was an opera song. It got posted to livestream fails, which you might think livestream fails, oh, it's for failures. No, it's actually just for anything. It just has a weird name. Anyway, it got posted there, and her singing started to get really popular. And so lots of react content creators were like, I'm gonna react to the VTuber because VTubers are new and trendy, and I also want attention, right? But that helped her. And she's just a really kind person, and so she's, you know, highly skilled and talented, and so people went there. So, like, early on, those are like the things. Oh, and because she was very ill at the time, she got gifted like $2,000 for a new bed and a new desk, and that was a very wholesome moment that also got posted.
Aww.
And so it's like, those were like the first 5 things that really pushed her more into the spotlight. Oh, he's disgusting. You know, he's
yeah.
I ain't gonna get into that deeply. That's why I was like, this isn't about him. This is about 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒅𝒚. But
yeah.
I like 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒅𝒚, if that's not clear. But yeah, so like those are things, right? So in her entire like history though, like if we were to look at everything that she's done and we were to ignore, if we've been following her for a long time, I fucking love 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒅𝒚.
Oh yeah.
If we were to ignore the fact that we know her, right? The things that I can think of that the public might know of is she was a part of VShojo, because they had numerous articles, right? She's very ill. That is something that people seem to know. Not everybody knows that, but a lot of people do. Luckily, she's much healthier now, but at the time, she was, you know, extremely sick. She does these big subathons. She was like the top subbed woman and VTuber on Twitch for a while. So that's something. And so it's like your entire history, like the things that'll make you successful, in air quotes, people are not going to give a fuck about your whole history. There are going to be a handful of things that people really care about. Another like simpler example is like my Instagram. I've had an Instagram since 2013, and yet it took me about 7 years to hit like 3,000 followers. Okay, that seems like, oh my god, that's like such a long time. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, I was posting almost daily. But after 2020, I had some posts that went very viral. I had one that my very first video to ever hit 1 million+ views. And I went from, well, a different video helped me get to 11. So I went from 3,000 over the course of a couple years to within a year, 11,000. And then 11,000 to 34,000 because of one video.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So like your journey as a creator is not just about every single thing you post. It's about those big moments, the things that people are going to recognize you for. And so going back to the shitty in Walmart, like if your post about shitty in Walmart gets seen by like 60 million people or whatever, that's going to be the thing that you're known for. Do you want to be known for that? Because that's going to be one of the things. Or if you have a really hot take about something, right? People are going to be like, oh yeah, you're the VTuber who hated on donuts. Why do you hate donuts, right? Like, I don't know. Just as an example. So.
For sure. Wait, is there actually someone who posted about shitting in a Walmart? Are you like...
No. Oh, yes. I mean, yes. I don't remember who it was, but I have seen that tweet.
I couldn't tell if that was like an actual thing or not.
Well, I don't know. I feel like
it will
maybe
be
I'm just...
No!
I mean, I might have just made that up. I don't know. But I've seen people be like, they shit themselves and they did post about that, or they're like, I'm gassy. And they're posting about, I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like, I don't personally like that type of content. So like, okay, can you keep that to yourself? I won't say that though. I won't comment on it. I'll just mute them or whatever. But
it's okay if someone hates donuts. That just means more for me. No, for real.
Yeah, just as an example. So that's why I don't know. I think it's good to be. I love donuts. I just think it's good.
What's
to
your favorite kind of donut?
About what you post.
Official interview question. What's your favorite donut?
I like chocolate bars and maple bars.
Okay, okay.
What do you like?
I like Boston cream.
The cream-filled donuts.
Slash like the Bavarian, specifically the Bavarian cream. Like it can't be like if it's like regular custard or like frosting or something, I will bite into it thinking it's Bavarian cream and then I'll actually cry because I will have felt misled. And I'm like, no. I specifically only like the Dunkin' ones. I don't know why. It's just a specific taste. And then I'll get a Bavarian cream somewhere else. And then I'll be like,
I do like jelly. I do like raspberry jelly filled donuts. I'm not a fan of Dunkin' anymore because they don't make their donuts there anymore. They used to when I was younger. No, they come from a factory and they come frozen. Makes me very
you know what
sad.
is really good? Krispy Kreme. It's nice seeing them all like get made and stuff.
I don't like them. They're too sweet.
What? What do you mean they're too sweet? They're donuts.
No, it's too much. It's too sugary. Like as a kid, I loved them, but as an adult, I'm like, My favorite. I've never had a Tim Horton. I like. Okay, do you know what an Albertsons is?
Like the grocery store? Yeah.
I like their donuts. I like that they're usually like they're sweet, but they're not so sweet that they're too, I don't know how to explain it. When something is too sweet or like too spicy or too something, it takes away from the flavor of the donut. Like I really like the flavor of the bread. This is gonna sound so fucking wackadoodle.
Of like the dough?
I like, yes, I just like, I don't want it to just taste like icing. And the ones at Krispy Kreme, to me, the dough is sweet, the icing's sweet, everything about it is sweet. It's like I would rather the dough be like mild and then the icing be very sweet, or vice versa, the dough be sweet and the icing be like, you know, a darker chocolate or whatever. It's like my favorite dessert from a fast food place was actually a chocolate turnover from Arby's, which is like a
Arby's. I haven't heard that name in years.
Well, they got rid of my favorite fucking item. I was so pissed off about it. Wait, so they had this thing and it was called a chocolate turnover, and it was so tasty. It had this very sweet, like sweet chocolate in the middle that was very it wasn't overly sweet, but it was sweet. It was very sweet, and it was soft, like a very soft, not custard, but it was like an icing type thing. And then on the top it had this dark chocolate, but it wasn't a lot, and so it just, I don't know, it was a very balanced taste. It was very, very balanced. I liked it a lot. Oh, an apple fritter. I also fucking love apple fritters.
I never got to try an apple pie from McDonald's.
They still have them.
They do?
They never got rid of those.
Back, Sane? Do they not have it where you are?
Well, they used to have fried apple pies, which that's different. They now have baked apple pies.
Okay.
So the fried apple pies, those were good. Those are actually very good. Yeah, so they still have apple pies, but I will say, Sane is right, that the fried apple pies are really good.
That's crazy. I really got into Wendy's.
Wait, the cookies are gone?
The cookies? I don't have cookies?
At Arby's, apparently.
At Arby's.
I'm sorry, you were talking about Wendy's. I love the Wendy's cookies.
Wendy's not. I really got into like having coffee at different places, like trying different like cheap coffee. So I
used to be a barista. I love coffee.
Yeah, no, I was a barista for like a year and a half, and I.
Oh my god, twinsies!
Oh my god, I got hooked. And then I Wendy's had this thing called a frosty chino, and it's so good. It was so good, but now it's like a and then they turn it into the frosty cream cold brew. Okay, acceptable. That's fine. It tasted a little different. It's okay. But now it's just like regular cold brew, but with like their little creamer or whatever. And they're just like, they're downgrading it and downgrading it and downgrading it until it's probably like,
it probably costs less money for them to make.
Yeah, until it's like not even like it's
what
just
you wanted.
Yeah, it's just like a regular ass like bitter coffee just with so much sugar you can't tell. And it's sad. It
pisses me off, man. Pisses me off.
Yeah. How shameful. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, they said an interview stream just such a rad idea. Glad to see one live. Thank you, Outer Heaven.
Hi.
Thank you. It's so good to see you. I do love interviewing people. Though it's like it becomes a yap sesh in like the best way possible, and I'm like, hell yeah, tell me about that person who shit in a Walmart. I want to hear all about it. Hell yeah.
I might have made that up, but I'm pretty sure someone has posted about that. I did see someone talk about how they shit themselves, like, I think 2 weeks ago. So maybe that's why I said. I don't think it was in a Walmart. Yes! What people post online is actually kind of ridiculous.
That's something that someone actually posted!
Some people use, I think, the internet like a personal diary, and I'm like, you realize there are other real people here reading what you post, right?
Yeah. That's really funny, though. Oh my god. Better them than me, because I get so scared. I'm more like scared to post than anything. I'm like, what do I even say? You know what I mean?
Post whatever. See, that's one thing. All right.
How do you craft a perfect tweet?
Don't think about perfection. There is no perfection. That's the thing. If you worry about how it's perfect, even the posts that I make are not always perfect, right? Even if I wait and I'm like, okay, how do I want to write this? I'm sure there's a way I could write it that's even better or like simpler or whatever. But if you wait until it's perfect, you're just not going to post anything. And also, like I mentioned, I do consultations. So sometimes, and so that's more like, not filtered. That's more like specialized advice. So like I mentioned earlier, I give like, not average, but like, I give your standard advice that can apply to multiple people. But when it's a consultation, it's like, I'm going to look through your stuff and see how you're doing and see what I can give you that is specific to you. Yeah. And oftentimes people they're like, I really want to do this. I'm like, but you don't post anything. They're like, but I don't know how. I'm like, it's literally your socials. Post whatever you want. So let's go back to the person who shit in the Walmart. Okay. I think that's gross, right?
Yeah.
I can applaud them for doing whatever the fuck they want to do on their own socials. So actually, do you know Nyanners?
I know of them.
Okay, well, Nyanners back in the day was also in VShojo, and she did a stream. I don't watch a lot of Nyanners. I don't know much about her. So if you have opinions about her, don't know what they are. Anyway, I like to say that in case, because some people like to be like, I hate this person, or I love that person. I'm like, I don't care. How you feel about them doesn't really matter, but cool.
Yeah.
The thing that matters is back in 2021, I believe, or 2022, she did a milking stream in front of 30,000 people. And you might be like, what does that mean? It was a joke. And so she took a balloon that had this milky, sparkly stuff in it, and she used a milk pump and like pretended like she was milking herself.
My god.
You can look it up on YouTube. It's still there, parts of it. But and you know, I looked into it because I was like, what are 30,000 people watching? I was like, what? It was meant to be a bit, right? And while I was like, I would never do this, I applauded the fact that, you know, she wanted to do that. And she did it. And I think that even if you don't like someone or you don't really vibe with their content, I think that I can like the fact that someone is willing to do whatever it is that they want to do on their own stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah, respect. So. Yeah, at the very least, they like used their what's it called? Free will.
They did something uniquely them. Yeah. Use their free will to do whatever they want, even if it's weird.
Yeah, that's something I like genuinely have struggled with, both like in general and like as a VTuber. It's just kind of remembering that I have free will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like you're like, oh, I want to do a cover. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you're like, hey, you literally can. You know what is stopping you. You don't have to like file any requests. You don't have to do anything. You just do it. And that it's something that you kind of have to like learn it. You have to unlearn the practice of like inhibiting yourself.
Yep.
When it comes to these sorts of things.
If you look at any creator who is popular and that has like succeeded, it's usually because they just make shit. And like a lot of times when I do consultations or someone's talking on under one of my posts, they're like, well, I can't do this because of this reason. And the reason will be like, there are legitimate reasons, like, oh, maybe I have a full-time job, so I can't focus on this. It's like, okay, that's a legitimate reason. Or, oh, my family's at home, so I'm unable to stream during these times. Like, okay, well, at that point, you might have to stream at a different time. So that's like, you know, it's difficult. But then someone will be like, well, I want to do a song cover, but like, I can't. And I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know, I just can't. I'm like, Audacity is literally free. Do you have a mic? Yeah, then you can make a song cover, but it won't be good. It's like, so?
It doesn't matter. I thought you meant Audacity, like, oh, the Audacity.
No. Like, Audacity, the program is literally free. But also, it's just like people stop themselves. Let's actually, another good example is people always be like, I have to debut with a brand new $10,000 model, and I have to, oh my god, you like Smiskis too?
I love Smiskis. Oh my god, I do.
I love
recently,
them so, okay, what?
Pin, sidetrack really quick. I got scammed and I got a fake ass Smisky. He's my little bastard son. He's like, I got one of the peeker ones. Like, he's like on his phone.
I love this! I have one for the phone too. I love them.
Yeah, he's on my monitor, but he's like super shiny and like obviously fake. So he's kind of just like silently judging me. I got so pissed. At first I was like, no. I'm taking him from like a bad home of this seller who is like obviously scamming people, and it was I couldn't tell. I got taken advantage of. But after the fact, that was like, damn, like $10.
Oh, well, at least he was half the price of a normal Smisky, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what a steal, but no. But
what a steal your money.
No, for real. But yeah, he's like, he's my pride and joy. I have like in the worst way possible.
50 Smiskis.
What? I'm so jealous. I have like,
I'll show you my collection one day.
Yes, I have like 4, I think.
I bought one when I was in Maryland, and I was like, this is my new obsession. I love them so much. I like that you can just put them anywhere.
You can. It's so cool. They just go everywhere. I want to get one of those little displays. You know, those like multi-shelf sort of things where they're just kind of living. I want one of those.
I like putting mine all over so that like no matter where you are in my office, there's a Smisky just hanging out.
That's so cool. That's amazing. He's just a special Smisky. Yeah, he's just special.
Yeah. Going back to what you're talking about, like, you know, I've had people like, oh, well, I need all of this and this and this and this and this before I can start. I'm like, you literally don't though. Like, these people have it, but you don't need that. And they're like, well, my stuff won't be as good as these people. I'm like, yeah, it probably won't be. Like, because these people have experience. You don't have experience. You need to start getting experience, because you won't ever get to this point if you don't get that experience. And how are you going to get it if you wait until you're already that experienced? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, the need to be perfect is like, people are comparing themselves to people who, first of all, have been doing this for years. Second of all, if you're referring to people who are like part of an agency or like who are like corpo, they have money behind them and like people editing things for them and like creating designs and models and all that stuff for them, just like on demand. Like that, you're not gonna be at that point, not immediately at least.
Yeah. Nope. You're just stopping yourself, and you're running out of time. Like, I know that's. I don't know. My whole family is kind of like this. When I say like you're running out of time, I think about it like this. Every day that you don't do that thing you want to do is one day you don't have to do it. Every single day you can do stuff until the day that you die, but after you die, you don't have any more time,
That's
right?
it,
And
you're
so it's
done,
like,
yeah.
yeah, this isn't saying like, oh, you know, you have to end before you're 30 or 40 or 50. It's like, no, you have to end before you no longer are living, right?
Before
Like
you're
I've
done,
seen
yeah.
people that actually do you know Dragon Tales?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Do you know about how Dragon Tales came to be?
No, but tell me.
Okay, so the creator of Dragon Tales was a guy who, I don't remember what his job was before, but he had always really loved painting, but he didn't do it as a job. He had interest in doing it, but I think he was like a teacher or something. He had a different job. Anyway, he was going through his life, and I think he was around 50 or so, and he had a massive heart attack, and he almost died. And he was sitting in the hospital, and he was like, or maybe he was 60, and he was like, you know, going on 70 or whatever. He was older. And he had this massive heart attack, and he was like, oh my God, I almost like died. And I would have never gotten to do what I wanted. So he like left his job, and he started focusing on painting, and he went to a fair, like an art fair.
Yeah.
And he was just showing his art, and there were these dragon paintings, these very watercolory, you know, characters. And there happened to be a person from like, whatever Dragon Tales was on, I think it's PBS or whatever, that was walking around looking for inspiration for a new show. And they saw his art, and they went, ooh, art. How you know, they go up to him, and they start asking him questions about like, hey, you know, what's the story behind your paintings? You know, how long have you been doing art? And he tells them, and they eventually got back to him, and they were like, hey, are you interested in, we're interested in kind of like your ideas and your stories and your characters. Are you interested in making a show for kids? Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh yeah, you know, I'd be interested in doing that. And so that's why we have Dragon Tales. But he would not have pursued art. He also, after that, he went like full-time into art, which is very cool. But you know, he might never have done that if he wasn't about to literally die.
Yeah.
And so like that story really resonated with me about like, man, every day that I don't make something, every day that I don't share what I love to do is a day that I will die knowing I could have. And I would rather spend my time, I would rather at the end of my life, when I'm about to die, whether that's instantly or slowly in a bed, you know,
please let it be the latter.
You know what? Well,
what?
Okay. I do hope that I'm old. Maybe not so old that I'm shitting myself in a Walmart, but I hope that I'm old enough, you know, that I've lived a long life. But I hope that whenever that is, that I don't have regrets. That's like when I was younger, this is gonna sound like so weird and morbid, but like in school, you know, they always ask you while you're going through school, they're like, oh, what do you want to be? And all the kids are like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a vet. I want to be this. When they would come to me, this was like middle school. They're like, okay, what do you want to be, Rainy? I was like, I want to be happy. And they were like, are you okay? I was like, no, my life is fine. But like, I don't know. I want to have a job that I don't hate doing, because I'd known many adults in my life that were like, oh yeah, I hate my job. Yeah. I hate going to work. And I was like, I've always been a kind of existential person, even as a child. And so I was like,
I could tell.
I was like, I want to do a job that I really love doing. I don't want to hate my job. I don't want to hate going to work. I want to do a job that I love, that makes me happy. And they were like, okay, but like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'm like 12. I don't know. And so, eventually I decided that I want to do something creative. And I told, we had a senior project or whatever that we had to do in high school. And you had to like pick what you wanted to do and like research. And I was like, I want to make comics. And so that's what I did for my project. But I don't know. I never wanted to hate what I did. And I was like, I would rather struggle to get the job that I want, that is going to make me truly happy, than just choose a job that's going to be okay. And I've had jobs in my life, you know that sometimes you just have to have a job. You need money to survive. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Capitalism. Haha. So I was like a barista for a while. I worked at customer service for like Nintendo for a while. And those were some of the most depressive jobs for me. Like I was not having a good time. And it just made me be like, damn, I never really want to work these ever again. Like I really don't want to hate going to work. I don't want to hate living most of my, because you have to work like, most people work 5 days a week minimum, right? It's like,
40
I don't
hours
want
is
to
a long
have
time.
Exactly. I don't want to have to hate most of my life. And so, yeah. So that's it. I just think it's good to have a job that you like. And even if it's a struggle, which I'm gonna be honest, I've had many ups and downs in this job. But even though I've had difficulties, I still love this more than any other thing that I've done. Because you mentioned how like, oh, do you use your other stuff in streaming? I do. Like, I love that I can still do cosplay if I want to. I can still draw on stream. I can still sing. I can do everything that I've ever wanted to do, which I had. Do you know the Amanda Show?
No.
It was a very old show. It's kind of like Saturday Night Live, but for kids. It was on in like the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. And so as a kid, I really liked the Amanda Show. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be on a show and do skits and make people laugh. And you know, at the time I was really young, and so it was more like a I don't know. At the time it was like, is this a fleeting dream that I want, or is this something I really, really want? And I've come to find out it's something I actually really, really love. And so, you know, I have always kind of been interested in, I guess, the entertainment industry. My mom was always like, I could see you, you know, being an actress or singing, and she's always like pushed me to do things that I really like to do. And so when I became a streamer more officially, I started it, and obviously when I started it, I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe this is just something I do as a hobby. And then I found out that oh my God, I actually really, really love it. I was like, oh, this is like all of those things that I love doing, but I don't have to necessarily pick one. I can just do them all, you know, and just in general be entertaining for them, you know, for people. So, yeah. So.
Very cool. Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect job, but the ideal is to have one you can use your skills and feel fulfillment on top of being able to survive. Yeah. That's the dream right there, honestly. And hopefully
and I've had people tell me I'm very good at it.
Yeah. So. Do what you're good at. And also what you like. And hopefully those are both the same thing. Because sometimes it's not, but hopefully it is. What was I gonna say? We actually are gonna take a very, very quick break because we didn't take one before, so we are due for a break. No, we're so good. We're so good. Yeah, no, don't worry. When we come back, we're gonna be answering some of your guys' questions that you asked. Be sure to, if you'd like to ask a question, use the channel point redeem. It's called Ask Question. I even removed the article to make it even more, like, even easier. Just ask question. But we'll get back to that and yap and doodle and dialogue and more in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Sweet.
you guys do something to take care of yourselves. Oh, I forgot that part. That you gotta take care of yourself. That's the rule. When you go on break, you have to do something to take care of yourself. I totally forgot about that. Unless I said it and I forgot.
I don't know.
But anyway. Either way, I hope you guys do something to take care of yourselves. We do have some chat questions for you.
Yeah.
And you guys are more than welcome to also ask questions without it. It just makes it easier for me to keep everything organized, all that stuff. Okay, first one. This one's a doozy. Do you like Yuri? If so, what is your favorite piece of Yuri media?
I do. And I guess, like, I don't have, like, this is specifically Yuri, but I have a lot of ships. And so one of my favorite is Kyoko and Sayaka from Madoka Magica.
That's so fire.
Because Kyoko is my favorite, and she needs someone nice, and Sayaka needs someone to fucking help her get over that boy who does not give a fuck about her.
No, that's so real.
So, yeah, I do.
I did something
back in the day.
ads.
Oh, what?
Oh, no, Rhea did 80 lunges before the ads. 80 lunges?! You didn't do a 6-minute plank too, SMH. But good job on the lunges.
Yeah, back in my day, there wasn't a lot of Yuri that was easily accessible. So all we had was like Strawberry Kiss, and it's not the best, but it's what we had.
It's you worked with what you had. That's what matters.
We worked with what we had. I was more of a yaoi girl, but I do like my Yuri too.
That's so real.
Real people don't make fun of Yuri or yaoi. They just, even if they don't like one or the other, they just let people enjoy what they like.
For real. Ooh, do you know of Black Rock Shooter? If so, are you a fan?
I am. I actually cosplayed as Strength from Black Rock Shooter back in 2013.
What? Dang, that's crazy.
I actually made the arms. They were massive.
Oh, whoa.
You want to see?
Yes.
Here, 1 second.
Oh my god.
I got it. I have a picture of it because, one, I save everything. I'm such like a hoarder when it comes out, but I actually made the arms like 4 feet tall, and I carried them at the con. I'm so sad though, because we took one big car to go to the convention, and then we were taking a small car to get back, so I actually had to break them. I had to break months of work. Yeah.
You broke them? Oh, that's tragic. I'm so sorry for your loss.
I mean, it is what it is. I had to get them somehow.
Did what had to be done.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't do anything, so they just basically had to go into the garbage. So I had to. I'm sad. It took me months to do them, but
that's crazy.
Let me see. I hate how DeviantArt has like an old stash system. It's like I know it's in here.
You can post IRL stuff on DeviantArt?
Oh yeah, you can post whatever you want on DeviantArt. It was literally, you can post photos, you can post art, you can post whatever.
That's crazy. I always thought it was just for art.
Nope, you can post, like, you can't post videos, at least at the time they didn't have it, but you could post GIFs. Like, I made tons of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It's garbage now, but I actually recently downloaded all of my pictures because I'm worried that one day DeviantArt's just gonna be gone. I actually lost one of my earliest YouTube channels. It got deleted.
The whole channel?
Because, okay, so I had channels before before YouTube was owned by Google, and so some of my accounts didn't have emails connected to them. And so if your account didn't have an email, it was just around for a while. But about 2 years ago, I checked one of my accounts and it was still there, but I checked recently and it is no longer there. So yeah, makes me very sad, but tis is what tis is.
I saw a bunch of people use DeviantArt to catalog a bunch of concept art for media. Interesting. Very cool.
Account, that's why. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but I just drew like your whole like Halo thing just to like immediately only use like a 5th of it.
Oh, that's okay.
I love it. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works.
Hosted.
In the meantime, do you have any tips for those who wanting to start cosplaying?
Literally just start. Like, you know, choose a character that you like that's maybe simpler. I highly recommend.
Whoa.
Oh, hi, Zan.
Hello, thank you so much for the gift.
That's my bestie.
Holy crap. Thank you. My goodness.
Yeah, I recommend like choosing a character that you can either make with normal clothes and just a wig, or that you can make like to edit clothes. Like if you have like some sewing knowledge or whatever that you can just like quickly make, because it's better to just start than it is to I don't know what the right word is, basically like be worried about like I have to do this really big cosplay first. It's like, no, just start small. My first cosplay was one that I bought and I styled the wig and it wasn't styled super well. But you know what, the point was that I had fun. So I had fun.
Ooh, how did you come up oh my god, how did you come up with your design / what your VTuber is?
Well, my first one, I went through quite a long process. Like, back in the day, I feel like so old being like, well, back in my day,
back in the
on
day.
DeviantArt, people used to use like, and YouTube, I guess, people used to use like sonas, like they would draw themselves like, you know, oh my god, there's a problem with my drive. Of course there is. I'll have to fix that later.
It's all good.
So I always kind of draw myself just like how I am. And so when I started becoming as a face cam streamer, I was just streaming myself. But as I wanted to move into VTubing, it was kind of just like me. And then I was like, well, I really like magical girls. So, and I've always called myself that even when I was just a cosplayer. So I'm going to just do that. And then when I decided to make a updated design, you might be like, why did you change? It's not like I changed. It's like the design that you're drawing now is my older design in terms of story. It's more like what she was like versus what she now is, though they both exist at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
So it's because the design I have now is more based on how I am. Like the one that I'm wearing in this model is like more active colors and stuff like that. And back in the day, like my hair covered my face. I didn't really like showing what I looked like, because even though I wasn't like super introverted, I was very anxious to talk to people, and I would talk to people, but I didn't like them to see my face because I was very nervous about it and self-conscious. And so I did put aspects of that into my design, and I chose like a lot of design aspects of things that I just enjoyed. So like one of the first manga I ever bought and read was called Deers, which is probably more sexier than I should have been reading, even though it's not like, it's not a hentai, it's not an ecchi or anything, but it has like, you know, a lot of older anime has like
fan service.
Yeah, and so it had like quite a bit of fan service, but it wasn't like bad. But the characters' designs are really sexy looking. They have these sexy suits, and I always just really liked them. So I was like, you know, for this design, I'm gonna like choose things that I didn't choose for my current design, and really go for the things that I just enjoy as a person.
For sure.
So yeah, that's why I liked I really like Starfire from Teen Titans. So I was like, oh, I like her arm things. I like a skin tight bodysuit because I like a lot of like DC comics. I was like, I'll obviously have my hair covering my face, and I'll still keep my split dye that I have in real life. I like eyes in weird places. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just put them on my hips and my thighs so they can be my thighs.
Your thighs.
But the eyes.
I saw that. That was so funny. I love that so much.
Yeah. But the eyes. So.
Nice. Which you are debuting a new model for that next week, right? Yeah.
Yes, on Monday. I'm very excited.
How long did you say it took to make that model again?
My model parent, Vivi the Demon Queen, has been working on it for about 1.5 years. So I'm really excited for all of her hard work to be seen, because she has literally done amazing. Like oh man, it's really exciting. Yeah. It's very, very exciting.
How does it feel to be like when you first like started, because like you have different, you kind of started like, for lack of a better term, like soft launching it. Like you had it as like in certain parts of your like branding, and then like it's kind of been like slowly integrated like into your like branding and stuff. How did you feel like going into that? Were you like planning on one replacing the other and then it changed?
No.
Or is it's gonna be
No,
like
it's
interchanging?
So for me, every model that I have, I still use, other than maybe like the very first one, just because it was way more simplified, and I don't think it really. It's the same design as the one I'm currently using, like here on the stream, but it's just a very different style, very more simplified and a different chibi style. And so, like, I don't use that one anymore, but all of my other models I still do use. Like I mentioned, each Rainy exists, and there's a lore reason for that I hope I will be able to explain. Unfortunately, probably not during this debut. I thought I could, but maybe I can allude to it. But a Rainy exists in every universe.
Cool.
Every single one that exists, there is a Rainy for that. It's like, and so it will never go away. And it's not like it will replace it, but like at the time, at the same time, I have to have like one that people kind of know. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, it's easier to just like, I'm doing this design. I should probably just showcase it because it's going to be more of the main design that I use. However, I'm not going to not use these models, you know? So yeah, as far as soft launch go, like, I'm not a big, even in your universe, every single universe. Yes. Even in yours.
Every single one.
Yep. Much like Miku.
Every
Multiverse of Rainy. Every Rainy can be canon. The only thing she has to have the split die. If she doesn't have the split die, she ain't real. But
imposter Rainy.
Exactly. But for soft launching, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to... I'm not big, right? Like people like Iron Mouse and Treya, like these bigger VTubers that have a large audience, it makes sense for them to kind of like hide a design and then like debut it and be like, oh my God, look how cool. But it really doesn't make sense to do that if you're small, because you already probably don't have a big audience anyway. And so you will have a lot better chance of people actually wanting to come to your events if they have seen you around for longer. And so I was like, well, I'll just start launching it now. Like, I'll just start sharing it now. And it worked out for the better. Like, people seem to, I don't want to say like this design more, but they definitely are more reactive to it. Like, I mean, people have never told me they disliked my design. They said they did, but it didn't really resonate, I think, with people as much as my new one does. So that's another reason why I started changing all my stuff, is like, people seem to like this one more. And I mean, I like both, so I don't care if someone has a preference.
Yeah.
So...
Sure.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color?
Periwinkle. Periwinkle blue.
That is so cool. I love like hyper specific colors. It's like, no, not just blue. Periwinkle. This specific
Periwinkle blue.
I'll give you a hex code. And Willow asks, is this a valid question? I wonder. I need you to repeat that to yourself, and then you'll know. And then you'll know. I actually have a couple questions of my own. And you guys are more than welcome to continue to drop your questions and all that fun stuff. I have this question that I ask every single one of my guests, because I like hearing their answers. But what does doodling mean to you?
Doodling?
Yeah.
Just getting your idea out, even if it's not perfect.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
That's a really simple answer, but kind of what it means to me.
No, hell yeah. It's a simple act. So it makes sense. How long have you been streaming? I don't know if this was said before.
6 years.
6 years in 8 days.
Yes.
This statement is false. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it's not. Anyway, I actually have a question from the previous guest. His name is Cassius Cove. He asked, if you had to change your VTubers concept, what would it be?
Well, before I actually decided to officially be a magical girl, I had multiple concepts. I'd probably be a monster girl, and I think that's why I love making Halloween versions of my models, because I'm a big monster girl fan. And so I'd probably be like a goblin, or no, not goblin, these nuts, just a normal ass magical girl. Sorry, goblin. But yeah, so probably like that, or some sort of I really like to be like a borrower, like a really tiny like type, I don't know, very fantastical, or a fairy, I don't know, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Something very fantastical.
And then since you answered a question from a previous guest, I would like you to come up with a question for our next guest.
Ooh,
Which I believe our next episode is, I want to say May 3rd. Yeah, I'm right. May 3rd. Pocket Rainy. The chibi Rainies are just pocket Rainies.
I'm thinking.
Oh, take your time.
What would your last meal be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. It down. I dropped my marker. Okay.
Yep. If you had to have a last meal, they're like, okay, after this, you're either not getting to eat anymore or we're killing you. What are you eating?
We're killing you? I'm curious about it from the perspective of, like if you, let's say like there's some sort of technology that makes it so that you don't have to eat anymore and you get to eat one last time before you like just have to live for eternity.
Sure.
Yeah. Ooh, something I forgot to mention. So you've spent a while like giving other people advice and like just doing stuff on your own. You recently have started your own group called Starlight Revo. Is it Revo or Revo?
Yeah. Revolution.
Yeah. Because I remember, hang on, sorry, I'm writing. I remember, like, earlier in the stream, you talked about how VTubing can be lonely.
Yeah.
I was curious what your, like, thought process was behind it and how it's going, because I know we have your debuts happening next month.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah, for a long time, I had been, like, trying to find, I guess, like, where I belong, because, like I mentioned, sometimes you don't need to be professional or a good person to start streaming, and I've had a really unfortunate bad luck when it I've had pretty bad luck when it comes to getting close to people, so I've unfortunately gotten close to some people that I wish I hadn't, or you know, didn't treat me very well or whatever. And so I was like, man, over the years I had applied to other people's groups, I had applied to corporate opportunities, like I never gotten approved. I had applied to just, you know, general other groups and still never been accepted, or they'd say, oh, you were so close, but then didn't accept me for whatever reason, right? And I never held it against them. I'm just like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't really change it, but about 3 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own idea. If no one's gonna accept me, I'm gonna make my own thing, right? And so I decided to try just making an idea, and then I didn't actually move forward on the idea until more recently. The process or the idea behind Starlight Revo was that there are many people within the greater VTuber and content creator space that are not always the kindest, and I wanted to find those people that were like me, that felt that were really good at what they do and that were professional and that were willing to kind of put in the effort and you know, I don't know if you know this, but there's always people dropping Google Docs and being like, a lot of times when I read them, I'm like, wow, this could have been fixed just with some communication. And I didn't want to deal with that because I had my own experiences with people not really being the best. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make my own thing, and I was going to be happy if even like 10 or 20 people were interested in joining. And actually, I got 116 people that were interested, which I felt very bad for. It was nice, but I was also, I felt very bad because there were lots of people that I wish I could have worked with or had picked, but there was so many incredible applicants that it was very difficult. It was much more difficult than I imagined it would be.
For sure.
And I had some people early on that did not like me and did not like my idea, and so they tried to like discredit it, but unfortunately it backfired for them, and I did get some people that were very much like, oh hey, I saw this and I really like your idea and I want to join it, and so I had to go through 116 applications by myself, because right now it was just me at the time. Now there's more of us. And the like, I guess requirements, or the thing that I looked for the most was like, hey, you know, what are you passionate about what you do? Even if you're like, let's say you're not very big, like let's say you have only 3 people that watch you average, but like I can see that you're really passionate. You probably moved forward, and your video was good. You probably moved forward in like the applications. And there were 3 sections. So there was the first one, which was like a video, and like, how well do you work with people? Like, what do you, you know, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. And then the second part was like hey, what are your, what are you comfortable doing? Like, or what makes you uncomfortable? Because what I didn't want is if I was like, oh, these people, I want both of these people, but then one person's like, wouldn't really mesh with another person. It was kind of like having to match make. Yeah. Be like, okay, which people do I think would be the best? And then in terms of that, and then I did an interview process. And so it went from 116 people to about 30 people. And then from 30 people down to like 19 people. And then from 19 people, I chose the people who were joining. And so it was luckily it only took about 2 months, a month and a half around there, I think. So to get through all of that, but it was a lot of work on my end. But I also didn't want anyone to wait. I didn't want anyone to have to wait too long, because I had actually been in the, I guess in the, I don't know, in the pipeline for a group for a while, where they were like, I was in their application process. This was before Starlight Revo or whatever had even been announced, but they left me kind of unsure of where I was, or like where, if I was gonna move forward or whatever, for 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, like from the start to the finish, it was 6 months. And between like my last interview and when they told me, which I had to kind of ask them, like they didn't even come to me. They didn't send out any email. I had to be like, hey, can I just know like what's going on? It was about 4.5 from the time I had my interview where they said they really liked me. And so it was like, you know, it was kind of a difficult,
a bummer.
Yeah, and I mean, just to get a no, but it was, the unfortunate thing is that they ended up just picking their friends, which at that point I was like, I don't blame you. I get it. Like, that's an easier thing to do, but why would you do this whole process if you're just going to pick your friends? You know, just ask your friends.
That feels kind of unnecessary.
Yeah. So, unfortunate, but anyway, so that also helped me be like, yep, I definitely don't want that for the people, and I want to be able to get them out quickly, and or like get information to them quickly, and not have them waiting so long. But yeah, so I'm really excited because we have debuts happening on May 9th, 16th, and the 23rd. We actually just put out a thing about watch-alongs happening. If anyone wants to watch the debuts happen. And it's been really, really nice to have everyone kind of working together to make this possible. So
yeah, how's it been in terms of, because there was like a little bit of a gap between like everything getting finalized and the debuts happening. What was it like with everyone like getting to know each other and like getting everything set up, like with the preparation?
Yeah, it's been really good, because I know that for me, before I decided to fully be like, yes, this is the group that I want to do, I learned, going back to learning from other people's experiences, I spent a lot of time looking at other people's groups to see, like, you know, what did they succeed in, what did they fail in, what things were really a struggle, it seems. And one of the main issues I saw was that, like, if people didn't know each other or didn't feel comfortable, then they probably were not going to, you know, want to work alongside anyone. And content in general is a more intimate thing. Like, you're choosing to work alongside someone. And like you mentioned earlier, you know, if someone's like, oh, you know, you and Rainy did something, it's like that's either going to be good reputation or bad reputation. And so I didn't want people to not have that time to get to know one another. And so I was like, okay, so after this happens, we're gonna have a month where we're gonna work on stuff, or we're gonna figure out what we gotta do for debuts, and most importantly, we are going to get to know each other, so that there's no like, oh well, I felt uncomfortable the whole time because I didn't know everyone, or I didn't feel included. And it's like, okay, well,
no excuse.
Yeah, you had this time. What are you talking about? So yeah, it's been very good. Everyone's been super nice, which I'm happy about.
That's awesome.
People have been like, yes, I'm very comfortable. So
even though you guys haven't like debuted yet, I assume you guys have been spending a lot of time together. Do you see any sort of difference?
Oh, I think you're doing my hair colors backwards.
Oh, am I? Oh my god, I am. I had my reference was flipped. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I wanted to tell you before you got really far.
No, you're so good. Thank you for telling me. Like I was saying, the like even like I assume you guys you've been doing a lot of things together. Have you noticed anything different in your like process or like anything like that? Even now, like before there's been any like official debut or anything like that?
Everyone has been really helpful. Like, and I mean, that's another thing I was looking for, is I was looking for people that also wanted to help others, because there were people whose applications, they were like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of looking for like friends. I'm just kind of looking for friends, and that's it. And one of the applicants was like, I don't really do collabs, but like, I guess we can in their video. And I was like, why are you joining a group? You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone's been very helpful. I thought I was gonna just have to do a lot of my own, like the work myself, but people have been like willing to help. And actually earlier today when we were working on the thing that I posted, I had made one and I didn't really like it. And somebody else was like, here, let me give a shot at it. And so they took some time to make like a test one, and it looked way better. And so I was like, oh cool, I'll just use this as like a base and you know, mix some of the stuff that I had that I did like, and the things that you did that I think are much better. And so it's been really collaborative already, even though we haven't really done any actual collabs together yet.
Yeah.
It's just felt really nice, and everyone has been willing to give feedback and to make things better. And they were like, oh, hey, Randy, like if you need someone else to take this project, like feel free to delegate it. And some people just take them. They're just like, oh, we want this, we need this. Okay, I'll just make it. And it's been really nice. And everyone's been very like receptive to like feedback of like, oh, hey, I think this is great, but I think this could maybe be a little bit better. And like, you know, making things better with each other's, you know, help, I guess. It's been really nice so far.
That's really cool. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so great. I'm definitely gonna apply to the watch along thing.
I'm really excited. Like I mentioned earlier, there were people that like when I interviewed them, I really, really liked them, and I felt bad that I kind of had to pick, but you know, that's the whole point. But I do hope that if we open again in the future, one, like I had people asking me like, oh, I noticed this so late. Like, are you gonna open soon? I was like, well, you're not gonna open until we feel very comfortable as we are already. Because that's another thing that I've seen from groups, is that some of them grow too fast. Like they'll do one debut and then like, okay, 2 months later, we're doing another one. It's like, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
These people haven't even had a chance to like get to know each other fully, you know? So
yeah, no, that makes sense for sure.
I want to make sure to grow with a firm foundation, and like, I guess very ethically is not the right word, but just like, in a good way, I guess.
I get what you mean, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Those were all the like formal questions that I had. But
okay. I also found the picture, so I sent it to you.
Oh, let me see. Oh my god. Oh hell yeah! Do you mind if I show it, or is it just for me?
No, you can share it.
Hell yeah! Okay. Look at this, guys.
Sorry, it took me a while to find it.
You're so good. Don't even worry. Ta-da! That looks so cool. It looks so intricate.
Thanks! I made the tail myself out of cardboard, and the arms are also out of cardboard. And I'm 5'2", so the arms are very big.
Hell yeah. Crazy lit. Crazy lit is right. That's the best way I could describe it.
This is the year that Black Rock Shooter was like super popular too, so there were quite a few, but I was actually like the only strength. There were lots of black rocks, and there were lots of like gold ship, not gold ship, gold.
Musume.
Yeah, no, not gold ship, but gold saw and yeah, black gold saw. And so I was like the only strength, probably because no one wanted to carry out those things. I carried them all con, and I was really sad when I had to destroy them. But
did you enter them into a contest or anything?
Nope. I just at that point I had never been in a contest. I just really loved cosplaying, so I always gave my all, even if I was just walking around.
Hell yeah.
You had a lot of pictures though.
What would you say has been like your biggest like lesson learned, or like biggest piece of wisdom that you've picked up over like all your years of like doing entertainment in general? Because like you've done content creating, you've done like singing and cosplaying, and just like all of the many hats that you've worn. If there could be like one lesson that it like can be carried through all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. So I know this is gonna sound so stupid. Just do it. Like, don't stop yourself from doing the thing you want to do. If you're thinking to yourself, oh man, this is kind of cringe, I don't want to do it because people are gonna see me cringe. Who cares if you're cringe? Who gives a fuck? The only person who's really gonna care are people who probably hate you. And why should you care if people don't like you? So just do it anyway, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because no one's gonna care that much. Like if they do, it's because they're gonna dislike you. But if they like you, that's another thing. It's in the same vein. It's like you have something that is different. I know so many people are like, oh, I don't really do anything that's different. Like you probably do. You're so used to existing as you are that you don't realize what value you can give to others by just literally talking about things that you like. Like me, I never really talked about stories or whatever. I would talk about it sometimes on stream, but I wouldn't share them on Twitter until people were like, wow, I really like what you said. I was like, oh, well, maybe I can share them with other people, right? And now I have tons of people tell me that what I say helps them. And so it's like, you never know what value you give to the world by hiding who you are. So just do it. And you know that there will be people that will hate you for it, but there's also going to be tons of people that will probably love you for it. So just try and focus on the positive.
Hell yeah. Very inspirational. Well, that concludes the okay, I have one more question, but after that, that'll conclude the like interview portion of our doodle dialoguing, but I still have a little bit more doodling to do. So we're still gonna hang out. We're still gonna yap, we're still gonna chill. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. You did the first thing I did want to ask. You said gold ship as a Freudian slip, but do you play Uma Musume?
So I'm an OG Uma Musume cosplayer.
What?
My favorite girl is Special Week. I cosplayed it like years before it was ever popular in the US, and I got people that were like, who the fuck is this? And I was like, it's Special Week. And they were like, the fuck is this dumb show with lesbian horses that are idols? And I was like, okay, well, I really like it, okay? And so, I've been a long time Special Week cosplayer. However, I used to play the game a lot. I don't much anymore because the company started talking about how they were going to start implementing AI in some ways, and I was like, yeah, so it kind of, I still like the game, I still love the show, but it just like unfortunately put a kind of bad taste in my mouth because I'm very against generative AI, and so I don't.
No, that's so real.
Yeah, so I don't really play it much anymore, but
Lesbian horses, get me on that show, I'd fit right in. Oh, you would. Oh, you would, absolutely would. Have you, so you haven't played like recently?
Not really. I know it's not in Uma specifically, but the company is moving in that direction. And I'm like, I don't really want to support a company that's going to start moving in a direction for AI. Especially because my stance, I'm very vocal about being against generative AI. But it's like, it doesn't make sense to me to be like, well, I really don't like generative AI, but I still play this game that has generative AI in it, or I support this company. Like, I don't even really like playing Fortnite anymore because Epic has been doing that. And I'm like,
have they really?
I see, the thing is, I like Fortnite as a game, but I don't really like the fact that the company is like, ooh, we already have lots of money, but what if we had more money? And I'm like,
yeah.
So,
yeah, that's kind of lame.
I sent you a picture of my Special Week cosplay if you wanted it.
God. Yes! Let me see. Oh, hell yeah! And you got a carrot and everything! Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, it's literally Special Week. Is it because of
She's
the
my
split
favorite
dye?
horse. No, actually, I didn't even have a split dye at the time when I cosplayed her. I love her energy. She's very, like, dreamer, hope core, and that's what I am.
Yeah.
So I just like her a lot. Epic has been incredibly disappointing. It makes me sad.
No,
But,
that's so
yeah.
real. Oh my gosh. Do you have any cos plans?
Not currently. I want to actually, I've cosplayed this version of my VTuber. I would like to cosplay my new design.
Ooh. Oh, that'd be super great.
But I don't have, right now I'm still unpacking a lot of my cosplay stuff. So, and I need to take some pictures of stuff, of some of my cosplays and then get rid of them because I have too many. When I moved, I was like, oh, I have too much shit. I need to, yeah.
No, that's so real. But I mean, like, get the bag. You know?
Yeah.
Also, very, very important question. Like, super important. The importantest of questions. How does one become as cool as you? Aww.
What?
Oh
Aw. That's sweet.
That's what I want to know. That's the burning question, TBH.
I don't think I'm all that cool, but always strive to be a good person. Like, and I don't mean like let people take advantage of you. I mean, just try and be a decent human being who cares about others and, you know, strives to do what they want to do. That is, I think, is honestly the best way, in my opinion, to be a cool person is to, you know, be kind to your fellow man, your fellow human. So,
which hopefully should not be insanely difficult, you know, to like
you think
be a good person.
You think that?
Yeah.
So, you'd
Rainy
think
is the coolest. That's so real. That's so. Everyone tell Rainy how cool she is. What?
Very sweet.
Oh my god, I cosplayed in like 2019 for like a few years.
Oh, what did you cosplay?
I did like a couple of my most popular cosplays. I did Natsuki from Doki Doki. I actually started with the paper wig. Funny enough, I made that shit with a volleyball. I like did the paper because that was a big thing at the time.
Yeah.
And then I also did Kumaru from Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Best protagonist.
I don't have photos
most
of it, but I
protagonist.
cosplayed as that girl, the gamer girl with the pink hair.
Chiaki?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! That's awesome. I had a Sonya Nevermind cosplay. I had it and I never wore it. I literally just got it and did nothing with it. But I also did a gender bent Fuyuhiko.
Oh, nice.
Which
I used to
loved.
love doing gender bent cosplays.
It was so great. Only slightly. I loved it because I didn't have to use a wig, so I was like, hell yeah, yippee.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I did some. I don't know if you know the game Your Turn to Die.
You can look it up though.
So good. I don't know if you're into horror games. But
I am very much so.
Yes. Oh my god. It's like a point and click indie, like psychological
sounds
horror
like
game.
my type of stuff. Ooh,
Yes.
it's on Steam.
It's very Danganronpa, not Danganronpa core without as much like gratuitous violence.
Ooh. Wait, why is this in Spanish? Hold on. Why is my page in Spanish?
What?
Oh, it's in Portuguese. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why that was in Portuguese, but I fixed it. Yippee! Is this game relevant to you? Oh, the last update was 2 years ago. The information... Oh, they stopped updating it.
Which one?
That game.
Yeah, they it's because they came out. They did a Steam release a few years ago, and they're like, I think just now like writing the like last chapter, like the last of it.
Oh, so it's not done?
Yeah, no, it's not done. But
then
it's been released in
done.
like installments.
I will wait until it is done.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. I love it. I cosplayed the main character from
the orange hair.
That, yeah.
Cool.
That's the last cosplay I did, and then I got more into streaming and got busy. But I'd say I still got to use my like artsy brain in other places. I cosplayed on stream a couple times. Very, very, very early on into my career. I did one. I did my Natsuki cosplay, but with like a regular wig and stuff. And then another one, I think I did like a makeshift Dream SMP cosplay for like a Minecraft stream or something that I was doing with other people. I was not that into Dream SMP. I was a fake fan.
That's okay.
It was one of those things where it was like everybody else is into that thing and you're like, I mean, I'll entertain it. I'm not gonna lie and say I like it, but I'm not gonna like be very annoying about like, oh, I haven't seen that.
I don't think I've never really been that type of person. Like if something's really popular and like people are trying to like push it down my throat type of thing, like, oh my god, it's so great, oh my god, you need to, I actually normally will not.
Yeah, I
like do the reverse. I'm like, okay, well now I'm not interested, and maybe years later I'll get into it. Like I just recently got into Supernatural, I just recently got into Hannibal, and those are like 10-plus-year-old shows that are like, now I'm interested.
Yeah,
now I'm interested. So...
but it's on your own timeline. It's like in your own time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Darla's hair looks different. I wonder what this could mean. I wonder. Ooh. Oh my god. I mentioned it at one point in passing, like very early in the stream, but I took this as an opportunity. This is it. It was a very serendipitous circumstance, but
yeah.
I recently, actually, literally the other day, finished this redesign that I've been planning for a very long time.
Oh my god, we're both redesigning.
I know.
Well, I'm just more like adding designs, but still, I like it.
Yeah,
I was kind of wondering why the sweater looked different and stuff. I like it a lot.
Thank you. I thought I would take today as an opportunity to sort of like reveal it a little bit more, because I've been teasing it the last like couple of days or so. But I thought since I'm drawing your new design, I thought I'd draw my new design.
Oh my god, we get to be new designs together!
Yes! Oh my god, 100%.
I love that.
What? Nothing important and big or huge. No. What?
I love that.
Because I've like gotten... I've been bitten by the character design bug. I've gotten...
I love character designing. Talk to me about it anytime.
I've done like a few commissions for it, which is insane. I got commissioned by... Willow commissioned me to design her persona, and I was like, me? What? You want me to create you? What do you mean? What? No.
That's awesome.
What? No. Which I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of what I created. But, yeah, no, it's super scary. But then I started having this brain of like, I could make my color palette more efficient. I could make these values more, like, distinct. I will say I'm really liking the colors.
In the new one. Not that I dislike the ones you have now. I think they kind of have a more like what's the right word? A vibe that's kind of working together really strongly.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. It's always a big thing with VTubers where like you'll get a new design and then there's always comparison between the two.
It's just gonna happen always.
It's gonna happen, but the comparison's the thief of joy, you know? I don't get why people feel the need to say like, oh, I liked your old design better.
I think about it this way. People are gonna say it, so I think it's better to just like ignore it. Like I know it's hard to ignore it, but I think about it this way. If I like it, if you don't like it, awesome. Yeah. But you're not me, so I don't care about your opinion.
Yeah.
You are allowed to say that you don't like it, just like I'm allowed to say I don't care.
I thought you were gonna say fuck off.
Well, I wanted to, but you know what? It was a little bit better. It was a little nicer.
Yeah, like if someone doesn't like it, good thing you don't have to use it. That's so crazy how that works. Oh my god. I love the hair color. Thank you. I actually, the biggest thing, I've had this in the works for like a few months now because I discovered that retexturing is a thing. And I'm like, I can like update things to have my new, to fit my style a little bit better, because I was like, maybe I could blend this out, maybe I could do this, I could do that, because I drew my own model, so I was like, okay, I can cook. So then I started playing around, mostly because the big thing was I have this outfit that I've been, I've had it, I have it, it exists, it just has not been rigged, and I was like, hang on, since you haven't rigged it yet, give me a second, give me a little bit, let me update it, and then you can do that, and then you can rig it. Since like you're busy, I'm busy, I'll let you know. And then they're like, okay, cool. And then I was like, yay! So then I started updating it, and then I was like, what else can I update? So then I started doing everything, and I was like, hey, if I like added a new hairstyle and like did this and did that, would you be able to like squeeze that in? And we're close. We've known each other for a very long time, and they were like, yeah. That'd be slay. And I was like, oh, cool. So then I started doing that, and then it was just sort of like a side project. It was just something I did in the meanwhile. I was like, okay, let me like see how I can fix these eyes, how I can do this, how I can do that. And then I discovered I really like peekaboo hair. I like the peekaboo hairstyle. You know how it's like it's one color, and then when you do, and then like under the hair, it's another color.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I love it. I love it so much. And I was like, I want that. I want to do that. So then that was when I started fiddling with things a lot more seriously. Because it kind of became a domino effect of like, okay, well, if I have this color, this has to be that color in order for it to make sense. And then if I have that, then that has to be this color. And it was a whole thing. But, and then I was just like, hell yeah, cool. So then now I'm in the thick of it, and I have it done. And I've been spending the last couple days actually updating my, like recoloring my model, because before I just did it in like my PSD file, like of my model, and I was just like editing, but I wasn't doing it in the textures. Yeah. And then once I started doing it with, I did it with Emote Lab. I like added my stuff, and then also VHand. It's the app that I use to, it adds this like little hand onto your screen when you're doing art streams. Sort of. It's like it has a hand holding a stylus, and then it tracks your mouse, so then it looks like you're coloring like directly on the screen.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool. I love it a lot. I edited it to fit my arm, like my actual arm, like the sleeve, and I was like, oh, guys, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. Because it's really scary, because these, like, the VTube studio, sometimes the files are like, you mess with one thing and then everything blows up, and then you're like, oh, what did I do? How do I fix it? Yeah, so it's a little intimidating, but then when I realized that it was something I could do, I like have spent the last couple days going back and forth with it, and I have a new model, guys. Guys, it exists. I'm not gonna use it to, I'm gonna use it for a special event, and I'm gonna be like, hey guys, this is me now, and that will be like in the near future. I'm not saying like a month from now. I'm saying like this week, but I'm gonna make a big stink out of it, and you're gonna like it. Yeah.
No, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I just really love Halloween and like holidays, is that I like designing new outfits for that. And so actually one of the things I need to do is I let my chatters vote, or my Discord users like vote on which monster they want me to be. So the very first year I was a Frankenstein. Do not listen to zombie propaganda. I was not a fucking zombie. I was a Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And then the year after, I didn't get a model at the time. I didn't have money, but I was a succubus. And then the year after, I actually had a Frankenstein model. So it was like I got an actual model finished, and then I have a goblin model. I have the slime one that I mentioned to you. So so I can be all slimy. And then I got a what was the most recent one? The most was a mushroom. I was like a fungal mushroom that was a drippy mushroom model. So
oh yeah, I know of all of these. I remember very distinctly seeing that that clip of you with the Frankenstein's monster one.
Yeah, because that was the one I used on that Halloween post. So
oh yeah, I remember seeing the slime model. Yeah, it's very cool. It's really great, especially when I'm fortunate enough to like have the ability to draw the models, and I'm learning how to rig, so I'm gonna be like, haha, no one can stop me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be all consuming, just making models left and right. It's gonna be awesome.
You should.
Hell yeah. The main reason I got it was to animate emotes, but then I realized that I could also use it for other things.
Yeah. Darla Duda's new model coming in 2037. I did send you a picture if you did want to show it of me cosplaying my current design or my other design, or this one.
Oh my god, yeah! Not the RTX meme! Oh my god. Guys!
What?
Oh my god.
It's real!
Guys, RTX! It's real! How did you do it?
I commissioned someone for this. Normally, I actually made one myself back in 2023, and I did it all on stream. So for the month, I actually worked on an entire cosplay, and it didn't come out how I wanted because I chose the wrong type of fabric. I felt very crunched. I thought having a month would be enough. So for this year, it was in 2025. I was like, I'm just gonna commission someone to make me exactly what I want. So, and plus I knew I was gonna wear it at multiple cons. So I was like, I'll just get someone who actually knows what they're doing, because I'm a self-taught artist. Everything that I do, I went to college for it eventually, but like before that, I was completely self-taught. I'm a self-taught cosplayer. I'm a self-taught streamer. Like, other than knowing how to set up, you know, at the times, Streamlabs OBS, like I'm a self-taught everything, but I just like to learn new stuff. And so yeah, it was, I did have to buy the shoes. The shoes though are my normal shoes. I just really like them. That's why I didn't want to make them blue.
Also, thank you for the hydrate. Hi, Felgard. Hello, hello. Yeah, no, like that's a good investment. That, like, you're set for meetups, like, for life. That's awesome. Would you, like, wear it for, like, meetups and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Hell yeah.
I've worn it to meetups. I've worn it to conventions. I want to do an actual photo shoot, but I don't have any... I don't get to leave the house a lot. I don't have any, like, IRL friends that live close to me, because I don't live in the state that I normally was in, so I don't really have anyone to take my picture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a shame. You do go to conventions a lot though, right?
Well, not as much anymore. The ones I go to always are 𝒆𝒂𝒅𝒚 and TwitchCon. I don't really go to like normal like anime cons anymore, because I attended cons for like 15-ish years. Like every year I went to SoccerCon, every year I went to these ones, and they didn't really change, and they just got more expensive. So I was like, unless I'm going for cosplaying or I'm going for like a work event like TwitchCon or 𝒆𝒂𝒅𝒚, I don't really see the point in me going and spending a bunch of money. So. Yeah,
it's a shame. You know, because I've been wanting to go to more conventions. I went for a few years. I did Maid Cafe stuff, and then I just, like, when I stopped doing Maid Cafe things, I just, like, stopped going. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Which con has been your favorite, do you think?
I know that people are like, oh, TwitchCon's like, I actually always have a good time. But I don't know. Everyone's always talking about, oh, there was this drama, there were these problems, and I've never had that. Like, I just always am like, I'm gonna go to this party, I'm gonna go with my friends, I'm gonna go talk to people. Like, I've just had a really good time. Yeah. And I think maybe it's also because I'm not just a VTuber. I also still stream and share what I look like. I've done that since 2020. Like, originally, I actually had people being like, oh, you're not a real VTuber. You're not a real VTuber because you share what you look like. That was early 2020 and 2021. And there was like this weird, you can't be a VTuber if you do that. I was like, okay, well, I ain't gonna shelf my 15 plus years of cosplay for that. So I guess you can think I'm not a VTuber, but yeah. So I still sometimes stream as like, you know, do IRL streaming and stuff like that. And so there are always lots of people that are like, oh, I had a bad time at TwitchCon because someone was doxing me or because someone saw me and I didn't want to see it. It's like, I love getting to talk to non-VTubers. There's this weird, like, VTubers only really want to talk to other VTubers. I'm like, I like to talk to everybody who creates. I don't know. I don't have this weird, what's the right word? Not clout chase. It's gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is the word I wanted. Like, I don't gatekeep who I'm going to talk to. If you stream, I want to know about what you do.
For real.
So,
I don't get why people gatekeep VTubing so much. I don't know. I think a big part of it is, I've talked about it before. I feel like sometimes it's just inherently more competitive than it should be. Like, people can be simultaneously successful at the same time. Like, independent of each other without, like, feeling threatened by, like, quote unquote, by other, like, creators.
Yeah.
Poisonally.
Yep.
But I do have... I'm gonna do some quick shading, but after that, I'm basically...
What is that thing behind me? That
your
green
thingy. Your what?
Oh, on my arm.
What on your arm?
To the left? What is that? Is that my skin?
That's your like upper arm, and then that's your like...
Oh, my upper arm is covered by...
Is it really? Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's covered fully by like... I mean, there's a small part of my shoulder that's free, but
I thought it was a halter top for some reason.
Well, okay,
Brain did not process.
It's a halter type thing, but like my arm, if that's my arm, the thing goes all the way up to my upper arm. Is it on the sheet I gave you? I think it should be.
Oh yeah. No. It's like this is like your the shoulder, like very, very upper arm. That's uncovered. And then it's like the
I guess it's hard to see where my shoulder is for me, but I'm not the one drawing it.
No, you're good. It was like...
So I thought it was my arm. I thought it was my upper arm.
It is. Your upper arm is uncovered. It stops at like... It would be like here.
Oh, I guess it looks like it's going down to my shoulder. It's supposed to be like middle arm. Like middle upper arm.
Yeah.
So the only thing that should be covered is... Or not covered is my shoulder.
Yeah. And then this is your... This is... Oh my god. You'll see it once with the delay. This is the lower arm. And then... This is... Your shoulder would be like here. And then this is the upper part. So then this is about where it would end.
Oh, I guess I didn't know that my shoulder was pushed up like that. It's hard to tell.
It's
so
like a shrugged kind of expression. Yeah. You should go back to a con, even though yeah, recently there's been a lot of issues with con organizing. Yeah, no, the AI stuff is really what gets me, because like I almost never buy things at conventions anyway because I am terrified of like drop shipping and things like that. I always just I only ever buy things from like the artist alley, pretty much. You know, because there's stuff I always have to do like very extensive research. Because I'll I
used to sell at cons.
What would you sell?
Artwork.
Hell yeah! Was it like Artist Alley, or were you in like the? Yeah, I would always just pretty much hang out at the Artist Alley.
Yeah, I did commissions. I did what's it called? I would make like buttons and stuff. Like, you have a button printer, so I would print them there because I you know, a lot of people just make merchandise and they're like, okay, if I don't sell it, then I'm out of money. I was like, I just printed the stuff at my school for free, which I probably wasn't supposed to do. And then I would print the buttons there in person, so I didn't have to use like materials. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
smart,
I had like a couple. I'd make like only 10 though, because it was a lot smaller. And so I was like, you know, if somebody wants more, I'll just make more because it only takes like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Also, Illmist. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome. Hope you're having a good night so far.
Hello, welcome.
You haven't seen anyone sell cookie run stuff? That's honestly kind of disappointing.
That's crazy.
I'm very surprised.
I feel like cookie run's really popular.
Yeah, you would think. You would think there'd be like a bunch of cookie run shit.
This is so cute.
Thank you. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one selling all the cookie run stuff. Maybe it's because it's such like with Genshin, it's like such a big franchise that it's like intimidating to make because there's so many characters and it's constantly growing.
Yeah.
You can just call me Mist. Hell yeah. Okie doke. Just home stuck with a broken knee. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I'm trying to think of like stuff that I've bought. One time I bought a pair of earrings and it was in this like gotcha machine. It was super cool. It was this little like gumball machine sort of thing. And then you got a random one. And I got these like gummy bear earrings. And they were super cute.
That's crazy. I was about to tell you. I had a very similar experience where I also got orange gummy bear earrings.
What? Oh my god,
out of a gotcha machine.
That's
Are yours
crazy.
orange?
Yeah. I have an orange pair and I have a yellow pair. That's crazy. Twinsies! Truck-kun Isekai. Didn't Isekai you? Oh no. Well, don't they normally have to like die to get isekai?
But you get reincarnated as like, I don't know, a vending machine or some shit.
Yeah. I'm thinking of what's it called? Of Zombieland. Was it Zombieland Saga? I don't know.
It's the one where they become zombies and they're idols?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's Zombieland
Is
Saga.
that a... Yeah, I love that one. It's so good. Zombieland Saga, yeah! No, it's peak. I love it so much. I always thought the like manager guy was hilarious. It was great.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're okay, miss.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're okay. I haven't seen it in so long. I need to watch it again. 4 eels. Let's put it in a way to joke about it. Fair enough. Shading is always simultaneously my favorite and least favorite part because I feel like it's coming together, but then it's also so tedious. But then also it's so fun. But then also just be done with it already.
Yeah.
It's a canon event, unfortunately. Oh, wait.
My nails, if you color nails, are supposed to be gold, like my chain.
Yes! I will color those.
My nail polish.
Yeah. I very recently started like even drawing nails. I feel like I wanted to make it, like make my style like not realistic, but just a little more detailed.
Yeah, I used to not draw nails because I was like, I don't really know how to draw them properly, but I actually really like them on art when they're done well.
Yeah, I saw this
I struggled with it.
I saw this one life hack on TikTok where you use like the smudge tool and just sort of like pull them out. You know? And I started doing that and I just never looked back.
Yeah.
But adding like the nails themselves is hard. Because it very much requires an understanding of line weight, because if you make it look too harsh, it can be kind of off-putting.
Yes.
So you
and they can look like they're not really a part of it. So.
Yeah, so you have to find that like sweet in between, that sweet spot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that gold really quick before I forget. Hold on, that's not the right gold. Oh, oh yeah. It feels like I'm painting your nails.
Oh my god, thank you for painting my nails.
You're so welcome. Because I started off with more of like a painty kind of style, where everything was just kind of like, what's it called?
Soft?
Soft, yeah, but also just like a little more rough. So I never really thought about that sort of thing. And then with time, I'm just like, you know what? I want to make things a little more like polished. Which was a big reason I went by Darla Doodles, because I was like, they're just doodles. You know? Like it was very low stakes in terms of like the amount of effort that I was putting into things. I was like, it's just a doodle. Even if it's like a thing I've been working on for multiple hours, just a doodle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember. I like to sort of keep it consistent style-wise. And then it's always like a couple weeks between episodes and I always forget how I do things because it's always a little bit different than how I normally do things. Like how I do like my typical works.
That's just you also evolve as an artist.
Yeah, exactly. Just a sketch, she says 5 hours into the shading. Yeah, no, pretty much. That was pretty much just how it went. And then I started going really hard, in particular on like my highlights and things. I just make things look really shiny. I just love making things shiny. But with doodle dialogue stuff, I typically tone down. I try to tone down the shading, and then I get carried away. And then that doesn't happen, but it's okay. The way you do lights of the hair really stand out to me. Oh, I wouldn't call it iconic.
I think it's cute.
Thank you. What was I gonna do? This. Yeah, I'd like to think I've done a pretty good job developing like a style and a process and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What kind of art do you normally do?
Character design and illustration.
Oh yeah. What kind of character designs have you done recently? Besides like your redesign of not redesign, but alternate design.
I do commissions for people's VTubers if they want like a new design.
What?
Yes.
Do you have any like past works that have stood out to you recently? Any fun projects?
Not recently. One of the more recent ones. There's two different types of I guess character design commissions that I do. And I need to change the pricing on them because one of them takes way longer. And unfortunately, that's what I'm working on now is that sometimes people have no idea what they want, right? And if they have no idea what they want, they have like an idea. They're like, I don't know, maybe like these types of vibes. They give it to me and I just get to do whatever I want. And I personally prefer those.
Me too, they're so great.
Sometimes people have like a more clear idea of what they want, but they don't know how to draw. And so they're like, well, I can't visualize it, but I think I know. And so then it's really more of like they tell me, they give me so much reference and they're like this basically and this. And it's basically just me drawing. I'm not really getting to design as much as I'm just helping them visualize their own idea. And they honestly, those take way longer. And that's kind of been a lot of what I've been doing recently. So I'm probably not going to do as much of those in the future. They've been my friends. And so I wanted to help, but it's, I prefer doing like kind of like a skeb design where it's like, you tell me, you're like, I want like a summer design that is a bathing suit and I like these colors and these ideas. And then I just get to have fun.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have many years of character design. So it's like, I want to use those and like what I think is nice. So hopefully people want to commission me because they like the designs that I've already done. So.
No, that's so real. I just started doing, or like trying to do like adoptables.
Oh yeah, I used to do those.
Yeah, mostly just so I could like, I like making characters, so it gives me an excuse to make characters, and then I put them on VGen and see what happens. But
yeah, why don't you have a link to your VGen on your information about me?
I do. I think I did.
I thought
I did. I have that.
I don't see that. Yeah, but like, why don't you have like a link that people don't have to like have a command for?
Oh my god, you're so right. I have.
Because then what if there's people that are like, oh my god, Darla, she looks great. I wanna, and they're like, but where do I find her stuff?
Yeah, I have the commission me under the support thing, but I need to make it its own thing. You're so right.
Oh, I see. It says commissions, but it was hard to see because there's a ghost in the way. It's like not formatted the same way as website, YouTube, Twitter, and Discord.
No, you're so real. Okay. We usually plug Darla's stuff when people ask. That too. I do need to make it its own thing though. This is my favorite part.
The highlights.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly I did when I first started doing this. But I started doing it and I was like, that's gonna be my personality for the rest of my life. I love it.
Hell yeah.
It's so bright and fun.
What do you used to draw?
Yeah. It's like the program is Clip Studio, but this pen I custom made. It's basically just a regular pen, but it is like the pressures affected, like the pressure affects opacity.
Cool.
And then I made a pen version and an eraser version, so I use them both like interchangeably. Yeah. I think I remember first noticing it from the Boozette art. Thank you. I think that was one of the first times I started doing it. Because I was going for something real specific. Wait, shit. Okay. Little bit of that. Little pinch of this. Okay.
A little this, a little that.
Yeah. I also just love the hoagies. They're
Me too.
Fun.
This model doesn't have one, but I usually have one that comes out from above my ear. Wait, is it on? No, that one doesn't have it either.
That's okay. It's a
my
state of
original
mind.
design had it.
It's a state of mind, really.
Yeah, you're so true.
I actually think I'm pretty much done.
It's so cute!
Thank you! I always inevitably end up adding more shit after stream, but this is my stopping point for now. Thank you, Ria. I appreciate it. Here we go. I wanted to highlight our shock and awe at our new looks because we're very slow.
Feels like we're looking in a mirror like, oh my god, look at us.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. You've been a great time.
Thank you for
really great to hang out with.
Yeah, we should do it again.
Yes.
Maybe, no, it doesn't have to be this, but just in general.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, so dazzling and slay. So dazzling and slay. Do you perchance know anyone who we should raid? Also, thank you for the follow to see full pair.
Oh my god, pair!
So we can get to know your community, or like just people you know.
All of my people are like out of order for some reason. Like, I don't know. Oh! Wait, I wonder how long she's been streaming for. I like Silver. Oh, she's drawing! Oh, wait, how long has she been live? Okay, so this is a good friend of mine. She's actually drawing and she's playing Dark Souls.
Yo!
Her name is Silver. Here, let me send you Silver Flames 27.
Ooh,
she's really nice. She's also a VTuber. She's just really cool. You made it just in time for us to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome and really nice. So, apparently she's doing Cursed Art Redeem.
Yeah. Immediately redeem it as soon as we get there.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. There's our raid message. I was going to do something else and I forgot. Oh my god, obviously. Check out Rainy. I'm gonna give you another shout out.
Oh, thank you. I had a really wonderful time. Thank you for being such a lovely A lovely chat.
Of course. Oh my gosh. We're gonna get that raid going really quick. Do you have any last parting words? Any words of wisdom?
If you've been wanting to create, you should do it. Yippee! Don't hold yourself back.
Well met. Well said. Too late. I already checked her out like 2 years ago. Crazy.
It's true. I do remember our war maid.
Yeah. Yippee. But yeah, my stream schedule, the next one's gonna be coming out tomorrow. That'll be on both my Twitter and my Discord. Ow! Youch! But my next stream should be Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing yet.
Hell
Got a bit stuck on my head. But we will see you then. And be sure to check out Rainy. Next Doodle Dialogues episode will be on May 3rd for an unrevealed guest.
An unrevealed guest! Wow!
Wow, yippee! But yeah, take care of yourselves. Go to bed if it's late for you because
have a good night.
It is late for us. And we will see you when we see ya. Bye-bye!
Bye!